us win the match.
And coming from Bangladesh, what do you think of the facilities here and especially, playing in a country like America?
First of all, weather is good, little bit hot, and also Atlanta weather is totally different, and like New York, very cold. So I think U.S. cricket day by day growing up, a little bit change more than I think good for America cricket.
Absolutely. And, playing with Atlanta Fire, you guys have been undefeated so far. The team has been balanced really well. You guys came in from a really good win, which led you straight into the semifinals. So how did you guys enjoy your off day?
Uh, First of all, I played almost 6 games, also minor league. So it's almost 1 month I stay in Atlanta Fire. It's like a family, and also our player all together is like a family. That's why I played well and all match winnings.
Absolutely. Now, considering this semifinals, you guys are up against Kingsman, who also have a really good balance side. They did lose a game, before they reached here as well. What are your thoughts on this game, especially with your skills, being an all-rounder?
First of all, I saw Kingsman batting and bowling order is a compact, balanced team. All Pakistani guy, he also hitter. So our team also good. So have a fun and it's a good match.
Okay, well, you guys are up to bat, so I hope you guys put on a good total and it's a good show out there.
Thank you, thank you. Pray for us. Okay.
Thank you. We're here at the pre-match show for the first semifinals here at the Atlanta Open. I have with me Brian Walter. Brian, how have you been enjoying your time here at Atlanta Open, first off?
Oh my goodness. This is always a wonderful show. I really enjoy the facility itself. I enjoy the electricity of the moment, and most importantly, the players are absolutely wonderful to watch.
Okay, well, this first matchup, we have Atlanta Fire, who have been undefeated throughout this tournament, against the Kingsmen, who have really yet to lose a tournament, when it comes to these local tournaments. So, what do you think? I mean, we see some great talent on both sides, who have been doing really well throughout the tournament.
It's a hard game to predict. Right in the background, I can see Santark walking by, and before the game, he said, "Of course, we're going to win." The Atlanta Fire is a very talented side. Stephen Taylor leads them with bat and with ball and the captaincy. On the other side, Hamad Azam is a brilliant captain himself. And you've seen where the Kingsmen have won essentially everything. During the minor league season that just completed, they did not lose a single game, to include winning the championship last week. So I'd not want to be able to bet on one team versus the other. Let's just say it's going to be a really good game.
Absolutely. I think with one thing is that the Kingsmen have won the toss, and we've seen in the morning games, the toss has determined a lot of things. But what do you think Atlanta Fire might need to do when they come out there to bat right now?
I would think that they want to take it a little bit easy, be conservative. The pitch may be a little bit tacky, so you may not want to go all out immediately. Steven Taylor is smart, plus he's from here. He knows what the conditions are like. I would anticipate that they'd want to get through the power play without losing any wickets, or at the most one, maybe two. And then an hour into the match, it will be much drier, and then they can start accelerating from there.
Absolutely. And for Kingsmen, the bowling lineup that they have, so much variation as well. The only thing is, I feel like they do have more pacers, and we did see Milland in the last game, which he hadn't been utilized as much as a bowler, but he did come. So what do you think with the surface? Has it been been preferable with the spinners, or has it really determined how the bowlers have been bowling?
The surface has turned significantly. Milland is going to be important. The key in my mind, and write this down from now, Hassan Khan. Left arm orthodox. Left arm orthodox spinners throughout this entire tournament have had much success, and you've seen it turn a lot. Milind Kumar himself was dismissed yesterday from a left arm orthodox spinner, went running down the track, the ball turned and missed the bat, and he was stumped. So watch out for the spinners, in particular Hassan Khan.
Okay, well, we have seen, some pretty good totals here as well. Atlanta Fire had put on a pretty good total, last game before that led them to the straight semifinal. What do you think might be a good total for them to kind of give it a good fight?
Ooh, hard to call. Wickets in hand, anything can happen in the back end of the innings. I would think that they would be happy with anything in the range of 150 and above. 150 in a game of this magnitude will feel like 170 in a group stages game. So I think 150, you're in the game there.
Well, let's see. Atlanta Fire is going to be coming up to bat shortly, so we'll see what the results are, but I hope it's a good game. We've seen some couple of good games in the last few matches, so I think it's going to be a good competitive one.
It's going to be a good one. Please, everybody, stay tuned. Be on the edge of your seats.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. We'll be joining with the COMBOX shortly.
Good morning. Welcome to the Atlanta Fire versus the Kingsmen, the 𝗃𝗃 Sports Complex in Rydell, Georgia. Atlanta Open 2024 presented by Tarek Real Estate. Let's go right to the middle at the early con with the toss.
Well, good morning. This is day number 5. It's semifinals. The 3 matches to go, the 2 semifinals today, and of course the finals tomorrow. As we are here at the pitch report, we're looking at the pitch. There's a nice green tinge, and of course, if I go down, there is grass coming through, which is really a good sign. In the morning, the moisture, tremendous moisture here, of course, with the dew. There's always moisture in the tracks. It's a bit tacky early on, but with the grass coming through, it will definitely hold nicely together. The ball should be coming onto the bat, and as the day progresses, we will see the ball coming more and more onto the bat. The spinners have been able to get something in this track. In fact, more than something, and I think definitely it'll play the same way. So whoever wins the toss will definitely be bowling, but it depends on if the bowlers utilize the early conditions. As I said before, there is moisture in the surface and it's early. So that first game, especially the first 6 overs, could be very, very critical. In the afternoon game, it's a more even contest. But just to get rid of the moisture in the morning will be a bit difficult. So the team batting, the openers may not be able to really enjoy the power play as they would like to. But all in all, it looks a good track, and we should have an exciting day's play today.
It is the first semi-final of the 2024 Atlanta Open. I've got the skipper, Stephen Taylor from Atlanta Fire, Ahmad Azam from Kingsman, and Babu, the match manager. Who will spin the coin? Tails is the call. Ahmad, what have you decided?
We're gonna bowl first.
And the reason would be?
The pitch look, there's a moisture in it, so we're gonna utilize it.
You didn't play yesterday, but you must be very happy with the team's performance, especially yesterday when it mattered. They put their hand up, especially the batters.
Yeah, obviously, like they did really well, and I'm glad like everyone get to bat and they did well with the bat. So hopefully they're gonna do the same in couple of games next.
Now, deciding to bowl first, so it's important to pick up early wickets here.
Obviously, I will try.
Have you made any changes?
Yeah, a couple of changes is just on the list.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
Stephen, you'll be batting, but your batting came good yesterday. Batted first also. Yeah, so you must be quite happy with the boys, what they've done with the bat so far.
Yeah, we've been gelling good as a team, and the batting unit is working together. The wickets are a little tricky up front, so we just had to consolidate up front and see if we can get a good total of this power play.
Yeah, you've led from the front, runs with the bat, and also picking up wickets. Any areas of concern for you?
Not really. We've been playing good cricket gelling together, and we just want to play some good cricket as a team, and that's what we're doing.
And have you made any changes?
No changes.
All the best.
Thank you.
All right, the news from the middle is that the Kingsmen have won the toss, and without any hesitation, they're going to bowl first here.
Important toss won by the Kingsmen. So this is Seattle Huck, new ball in hand to Stephen Taylor as the Kingsmen themselves decide to have the ball. Very important toss to have lost, you would think, but you still have to play. And we're joined here in the commentary area, of course, by the great 𝗃𝗃 Khan. Good morning, 𝗃𝗃.
Good morning, Brian Walters. Good morning, all. Yeah, that's what we have seen so far from the skipper winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. Remember, Atlanta Fire yesterday was asked to bat and they smashed 181 for 4.
Stephen Taylor climbs into that one, 4 through covers.
That is sheer pure class there. Youngsters watching this is how you play that. He's really went for it and all along the carpet. That is a smashing power driver from the skipper. He carries on 65 of 43 yesterday against Sam Parmy. Scored when it mattered. He also picked up a couple of wickets, 2 for 22. So had a really good game. And he started in a very good fashion with that cracking boundary on the offside.
Absolutely lovely shot to open his account. Goes in the same direction again, but this is well fielded at backward point, Hassan Khan. Actually, that's Captain Hamad Azam. So, good start. What do you think about how the ball comes onto the bat from what you've seen for the first three balls?
Well, it has surprised me because we thought that, when I did that toss, the pitch looked pretty tacky.
Mhm.
So, but so far, it's come very nicely onto the bat.
3 delivers into over number 1, by the way. We'll work to get the graphics on the screen. In the meantime, you'll just have to trust the word for it. 4 without loss after 3. Looking to work this on the leg side. And so good 4 delivers to start.
Yeah, it's the first semi-final. The winner go on to play the final. Atlanta Fire versus Kingsman. Kingsman also in good nick yesterday, knocking off Kingsman X, scoring 191 for 7 and winning by 96 runs. Atlanta Fire won by 122 runs. So both teams coming good with the bat. And they'll be hoping Atlanta Fire, they can put a really good score here.
Stephen Taylor looking to whip this around the leg side, misses out, but the first wide of the day signal there by umpire Nuruddin.
Yeah, so many things go into the player's mind, especially the batter. When you're opening the innings early morning, damp conditions, bit tacky wicket, but I think it's important to play to the merit of the delivery. Forget about what the ball is doing. Just do your best. And there will be opportunities for you to score runs. Doesn't matter.
Raps on the pad. Half-hearted appeal, including none from the bowler. Last ball coming up here in over number 1. Hack with a good start. Second ball of the over hit away for 4, but he's done well so far.
Brian, how was last night?
Last night was wonderful. Excellent meal. Just absolutely had a wonderful time right there in the hotel. Saw you downstairs at some point. I think that was you, right?
It wasn't me. Stop lying. Come on.
Fast ball in over number 1. Oh, down the leg side again. By the way, note that Ramiz Raja is the one who is keeping. Saw him yesterday, was suffering from a bit of a side strain, but good to see that he has the gloves on.
Yeah, a couple of deliveries down the leg side, and both times Stephen Taylor wanted to whip it away. Yeah, important for him to give his team a good start. It's always nice to see a bit of consistency in terms of batters who have been in form. Now they look to be in terrific touch yesterday, and he's already played a gorgeous-looking cover drive.
Oh, yes. Really timing this one. Trickles into the covers, so a good comeback. Couple of wides and that 4, but apart from that, good over overall. 6 runs from the first over, 6 without loss. Six runs from 1 over. So Mohamed Ilyas is the man who's going to be bowling now to Rajdeep Darbar, the wicket-keeper batter, right-handed batter. So you have a lefty facing lefty with Ziaul bowling to Steve Taylor. Now the other way around is when Rajdeep Darbar will face up to Mohamed Ilyas. Had a good game yesterday, I thought, Mohamed Ilyas. What do you think about him as a bowler?
Yeah, he's been impressive. You've seen this spin dominating in the matches, but a couple of seamers have stood out, and he's one of them for sure.
Very full. Down the ground, that will clear mid off. Run close to the boundary and, in fact, get there now. So, first delivery that Rajdeep Darbar sees is in his zone, 4 down the ground.
Yeah, it's such a good opening pair for Atlanta Fire. Not only Stephen Taylor takes on the bowler, but you can also see someone like 𝗏𝗏 taking on the bowler, the first delivery that he faces. So very important that you got to pick the right one, and that was the right one in the slot over the top. So four, good batting from Rajdeep.
So, a lot has been made about the pitch and all of that, but you said it earlier. Forget about all of that and play the ball on its merits. Goes for the big hook this time, missing out, but again, one sprayed down the leg side. So, how important is that? So, develop that thought a little bit. The mental aspect of the game, putting aside anything that you don't control and just focus on what you can control.
Well, that's how you can become a very good player, because the one that catches the eye is the one who scores in alien conditions, where the batting, if you're talking about batting, you're talking about difficult conditions to bowl, but somehow initial survive and then takes on the bowler.
Cut away to backward point. Hassan Khan in that spot, for me, probably their best fielder. Saw him take a stunner of a catch yesterday, if you remember, at backward point.
And the difference that I saw while talking to both the skipper was Steven Taylor was not thinking about the wicket, but Hamad Azam was a little bit more concerned. Okay, shall we delayed the start because he's not happy. So at the back of his mind, he's thinking about the wicket, not Steven Taylor. So that can play a big part for players. You got to stay positive. You got to focus. You got to look at what's in front of you. You can't do anything about it. Might as well handle it to the best of your ability and go. You play some natural cricket.
Note that they've dropped Hassan Khan back to deep point. So one of two men outside the circle, and the second one is square on the leg side, at least for the right-hander. I like what you said about that because it means you control what you can control, and anything that you do not control, put it out of your mind. And I think that augurs well for a good positive start. You see 12 runs on the board already. By the way, thankfully, the graphics team has gotten things underway. We now have the scorecard at the bottom of the screen. And you'll see 12 without loss. 12 without loss after 1.3 overs is a decent start. Going at 8 runs and over, and that sets the target you would think for a big score here for the Atlanta Fire. Solid in defense, Steven Taylor.
He looks good. He looks very organized. Steven Taylor has been mighty impressive with the way he's handled the pressure early on. Never easy, especially at this venue, ground number one. And when you're batting first, you're up against some quality bowling and also the wicket itself. So you got to be absolutely sure about what he wants to do, and that's what he has been doing so far. Lovely to see the skipper coming right at the top of the order. He's an opening batter, and he hasn't missed out. I can tell you that. Today he wants to go big here.
Huge swipe and a miss. First time you see a false shot by Steven Taylor goes through to wicketkeeper Rami.
He's not afraid to hit it on the up also. Yeah, misses complete. Good delivery, not that far away from the off stump. Maybe I just thought also on the slower side. We spoke about taking the pace of the ball, and that is something that we will be seeing, not just from one team, but also seamers from the other team, trying to take the pace of the ball.
Goes for the big drive again. You mentioned he's not afraid to play on the up. Tried it a couple times here, didn't come off. 6 runs come from that over. Score after 2 is 12 without loss.
Yeah, perhaps he should have get that right leg a little bit closer to that ball.
So the foot movement is essentially down the pitch as opposed to over in line with the ball, is what you said.
It has to get close to the pitch of the delivery. So once you get your foot closer to the pitch of the delivery, then the bat comes through. So it's more of a chance to middle it rather than missing it.
So for the first time, 𝗂𝗏 will be bowling to the right-hander, Rajdeep Darbar. 5 from 3. You saw that 4 that he hit down the ground. 𝗂𝗏 presents a bit of a different challenge. The left armer swings the ball into the right-handed batter, so that threatens the pads So he'll be essentially needing to be careful here to play with a straight bat while the ball is still new and moving. Well, won't get much swing like that at that length. Gets one down to the deep square leg for a single.
Yeah, both the batters, yes, they picked up a boundary apiece, but we also need to realize the fact that, yes, there will not be an opportunities every time you go to face a bowler.
Mhm.
So it's important for them to ensure that even if you don't pick up the boundaries, you're looking to rotate strike. You really want to have a really good first 6 overs because this is the semi-final. The loser goes out of the competition. So you want to have a good start and then you cash and capitalize.
Steven Taylor skies it. Who wants it? The keeper calls for it and he takes it. 𝗵𝗛 Raja makes about 30 yards toward square leg and takes the catch. The captain goes 13 for 1.
Just when you're thinking about the batters need to take a little bit time, it was not that short. He's gone for the pull, and it's in a top edge. It's a very good catch. He, 20, 25 yards running in the front, 𝗵𝗛 Raja. That is a very good catch. He'll be disappointed. Steven Taylor has to head back to the pavilion. Atlanta Fire, 13 for 1.
He certainly will be disappointed. And may I point out again that 𝗵𝗛 Raja is carrying a side strain that has bothered him. It bothered him so much yesterday that after batting, he was in the field. He did not put the gloves on because it was bothering him that much. But that is a brilliant effort, making some, as you said, 20 to 25 yards towards square leg to complete that catch. So that is great work by the man behind the stumps. In the meantime, you see that the bowler, 𝗂𝗪𝗪, is one who strikes. Important to take early wickets here in the setup.
And it's 𝗂𝗪𝗪 who's repaid the fate to the captain by picking up a wicket in his second over.
So the new batter is going to be Mark Parchment. Right-handed batter, so you now have two righties at the crease. Interesting, you talked a little bit earlier about the fact that spin will likely play a part in this match. I want in particular to watch out for Hassan Khan when he bowls. Left-arm orthodox. Saw the left-arm orthodox bowlers throughout this tournament get huge success, turning it away, of course, from the right-handed batters. Oh, great delivery first up. Goes past the outside edge.
Yeah, good stuff. 𝗂𝗪𝗪, really good stuff. Yes, you talk about spin, you wait for the spinners to get introduced, but you still have options for your seamers to do some damage early on because of the conditions at the moment. Yeah, a hint of movement also not getting close to that pitch of the delivery. Slip in place, very good. It's been good cricket so far from Kingsman.
Oh, what a great ball. This one bounces a little bit on him. Played it well in the end. Looks quizzically at the wicket also.
Yeah, that ball bounced and held up and it played it nicely, getting the bottom hand off the bat. So soft hands. Have a look at this. There you go.
Wow.
Takes his bottom hand off the bat. So even if you're pushing at it, the ball is going to hit softly onto the bat. It's a good technique from Parchment.
Driven right back to the bowler himself for no run. So this is a great over on the way. 1 wicket already, just 1 run scored. Good over on the way here for 𝗂𝗪𝗪.
I think as a batter, you would also try to figure out the line and lengths that the bowler is targeting again on stumps. It's well bowled. So he's hardly giving any room whatsoever. Very good from 𝗂𝗪𝗪.
Short. No control over that one, and he gloves it through to 𝗵𝗛 Raja. 2 wickets in the over. What a spell on the way here for 𝗂𝗪𝗪. 13 for 2.
Yeah, 2 men who are in a good nick. First it was Steven Taylor, now it's Mark Parchment. They're trying to play that hook shot, gloved it, good delivery. What an over from 𝗂𝗪𝗪. He picks up another wicket in the same over. Bit of a bother for Atlanta Fire as they lose another wicket. It's 13 for 2 after 3.
Three overs in the books. Brilliant second over bowled by 𝗂𝗧 conceded 1 run and took 2 big wickets. Skipper Stephen Taylor was the first to go. The second you saw that last delivery where Mark Parchment gloved one through to wicketkeeper Ramiz Raja, who's taken 2 catches already. And a good start underway here with the ball for the Kingsmen. Mohammad Ilyas is going to be bowling his second over, bowling now to 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, the other opening batter. He might be feeling just a touch of pressure. A couple of wickets would have certainly set them back. Works this into the leg side. He'll go through for a single, and the first ball now to be faced by Gulshan Jah.
Yeah, they've got a very good attack. Kingsmen. Not only by picking up wickets, but they've hardly given any room. Yes, a couple of boundaries we've already seen. But since then, they've been very accurate. They're at the stumps all the time. 14. And this is the fourth over. So this innings have gone nowhere for Atlanta Fire. Well, good test for the middle order now to stand up, put their hands up, and ensure that they make some sort of effort to ensure that there is a partnership between these two.
Worked around the leg side. That's a good stop. 𝗂𝗧. They'll run through for a single. So I don't know if you saw what I just saw, Athar Ali Khan, because I just saw Hassan Khan warming up. Do you think that they bring him on here inside the power play?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. 2 right-handers in the middle. But it also depends because the seamers have done well. So maybe another over. Oh, yeah, there is a left-hander also. So right-hander just got dismissed. So we'll have to wait and see whether spin will be introduced. It will be at one time.
For sure. Tries the scoop shots. Interesting choice of shots there. 3 deliveries into over number 4. And pressure building. What is your thought about playing that shot in this circumstance?
Well, he tried to be a little bit cheeky because the fielder is inside the circle at short fine. So idea was to scoop it, put back to ball, scoop it back fine, and get past that fielder, and it's a boundary. But he doesn't. He misses it completely. So give credit to the bowler to get the batters in that position and cramp him for room to stop him from playing that scoop shot.
Hammer it away. A lot of work for 𝗂𝗧 to do, and he won't get there. So 4 runs. It's been short of runs for a very long time, but he cashes in here on that loose delivery outside off. 4 through backward point.
That is a lovely square cut. That is a beauty. Look how late he plays it and then whacks it away. Just opening the face of the bat and it goes to the boundary. There is a fielder at third. There's no chance to stop that one. That is a cracking shot.
So work to be done, of course, because you've lost a couple of wickets here in the power play. You'd like to not lose anymore, but you still need to score runs. And so when the loose balls appear, you have to be able to put them away. It's exactly what you saw there from 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃. And they go for a quick single here. That's good cricket. Single that takes the score now with 1 ball remaining here in over number 7. I'm sorry, over number 4. 7 runs from the over. 20 runs on the board. You're scoring at the rate of 5.2 and over. You're looking at some point to accelerate to that rate. Do you keep playing in that same vein, or at what point do you decide to be more adventurous?
I think this is good cricket. He's picked up a boundary and just the next delivery he's taken a single. And if they can do that for the next 4 or 5 overs, then they'd get into some sort of momentum. That's exactly what they want to do. They cannot afford to lose another wicket here.
Over the wicket to the left-hander. Solid in defense. That's a good ball to finish things here in over number 4. 7 runs come from that over. 20 runs on the board, 2 wickets down. Off and running here in this semifinal. Atlanta Fire versus Kingsman. See you soon. 𝗂𝗃 about to bowl his 3rd over. Good spell so far for 𝗂𝗃. 2 for 7 from 2 overs. Oh, Paul, yep. Here's 𝗂𝗃 again. Worked into the leg side. Just a single. And so a good start you've seen so far from the Atlanta Fire. Initially, they looked to have things under control. A couple wickets by 𝗂𝗃 have pegged them back.
Yeah, he spoke about the spinner. What about Usman Qadir, son of the late great Abdul Qadir, who picked up a 5 and also included a hat trick yesterday.
Yes.
So, they've got quite a lot of option. If you're looking at the spin options, they look a very good side, very, very organized.
Looks to cut this one away. Maybe not bouncing as much as he was expecting here, Gulshan Jah.
I like this captaincy from Hamad Azam. You talk about spin, you talk about the tacky wicket, you talk about, okay, who are the first 4 or 5 overs that I'm going to bowlers use. And he's only used the seamers. He's picked up wickets, couple of wickets, and they've hardly given anything away. Look, if you look at this run rate of Atlanta Fire, it's less than 5 runs in an over. So it's not been easy. So full marks to Hamad Azam.
Absolutely. A couple of deliveries gone in over number 5. Good start by 𝗂𝗃. Wrapping him on the pad. They'll run through here. Shy at the stumps. They'll get 1 run. I thought they might have gotten a chance for a 2nd run, but that follow through for Gulshan Jah was so far down the crease or down the wicket. Actually, that's Rajdeep Darbar going to the striker's end that he would not have had time to come back around. So a leg by here, but again, good bowling. And you see that they're continuing to constrict the opportunities to score runs.
Lovely delivery, rolling the fingers over, taking the pace of the ball, but poor running in the end, because that should have been another single, easily available. It's not been easy for them to score runs, and they've missed a single here.
Drilled toward us here in the commentary area. That is a lovely shot. Goes all the way for 4.
Oh, great shot. Lovely shot. Just a touch fuller. And Rajdeep Darbar says, thank you very much. He's played that beautifully through the covers for another boundary.
He got right over that one.
Yeah.
In fairness, it was right in the slot, so it
Look
didn't
at
have to get too far forward. There you see.
Yeah, he's moving away. He's moving his left leg away, so trying to make a little bit more room to the offside, and it's in the slot, and he crashed it through the covers. Yeah, very good shot.
Short, and he plays the pull shot, and he got that one out of the screws. 6 over backward square leg.
Oh, wow. And now that has got a wow factor in it. Short. One was driven through the covers, so the bowler decides that, yes, he wants to go short at the batter. And he's picked that length very quickly. Yeah, it's gone the distance. It's gone all the way. They loved it. So did the batter. Not him.
So 1 ball remaining here in over number 5. My goodness, 12 runs from the over. So they were pegged down a little bit by tight bowling, but Rajdeep Darbar trying to change that conversation. Here's the last ball. And they wanted to pinch a single there, not on. But a good comeback, a good over for the Atlanta Fire. 12 runs come from it. At the end of 5, your score is 32 for 2.
Come on.
So we've seen 5 overs of the first semi-final, completed 32 for 2. Seen a good knock here from 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and in particular, along with Gulshan Jah, they've posted some 19-run partnership. We've seen a couple of wickets to fall early. That was Stephen Taylor and, of course, Mark Parchment. Cricket continues, 32 for 2, 90 balls remaining. And bowling change, in fact, first bowling change of the morning as I welcome into the box 𝗂𝗃. 𝗂𝗃, we've seen good cricket here, and probably in the first 5 overs, you've got to say Kingsman has some bit of advantage with a couple of wickets down.
Yeah, good morning to you, Lenny, and to all of our viewers live from the 𝗃𝗃𝗃 Sports Complex. It definitely has been a mixed opening. We saw the first ball after that was a lovely stroke from Stephen Taylor, and you thought that would have set the mood for an explosive start. However, kudos to the Kingsmen. They have definitely pegged this game back into their favor with 2 very important breakthroughs, and it's evenly set in the balance at this stage.
And you look at 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, he's on 22. He's really batted well. Oh, look at that. A slashing shot into the offside. And a catch well taken, 3 down. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 gone.
Excellent catch there in the deep. The ball was struck very powerfully indeed, and it was traveling at some pace, reached to him at a good height, so comfortable in the end, but had to be mindful of where the boundary rope was. 3rd wicket down, Atlanta Fire struggling a bit at this stage, Lenny.
Yeah, we've seen the introduction of Waqas Maxu. Take a look at that. When he came off the bat, 𝗂𝗃 looked promising. But in the end, man out of the deep. One of a couple fielders outside of the deep. And how many times haven't we seen batsmen search for them? As in this case, 𝗃𝗃𝗃 gone.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we are still within the power play, so 2 fielders alone are outside of the 30-yard circle. And what about the strategic field placement? It could very well be that they had a strategy and a plan in place for that batsman. You can see most times when you have 2 fielders outside of the circle, Lenny, you might either have a 3rd man, a long off, early stages in the innings, maybe a deeper wicket, a deep cover. However, that fielder was at deep backward point, a very unusual position, but set there as the ball went straight to him. Lovely planning here from the Kingsman and execution thus far.
Yeah, it's Usman. It's Usman, Mohammed Usman, who took a catch that went down his throat as Rohit Kumar Paudel comes to the middle. So 2 Nepalis, Usman Khadir, sorry, and so 2 Nepalis play out in the middle. Rohit Kumar Paudel and Gulshan Jah, they will have to rebuild from here with 88 balls remaining. And you look at oh, that's well stopped by the man in the circle, saved the run. And 𝗂𝗃, you got to say that the power play has gone pretty well here for the Kingsmen.
Well, definitely so, with 33 for 3. Very important wickets at the start of the innings. To lose 3 wickets in a power play is never an easy start for any team batting. Yes, you will certainly have competency lower down in your lineup, but just as Atta was mentioning previously about momentum, he did in fact say they definitely don't want to lose another wicket at this stage, and unfortunately, it has happened in this over.
And it's ironic when you look at their power play, output during the course of this season. It has really been good for the Atlanta Fire, and they come into 1 of 2 semi-final here, and they're struggling in this power play. Not only 𝗂𝗃, they've lost 3 wickets, they've only posted 33 runs on the board, which is a bit of a concern when you look back. In their 3 previous games, they have always gotten over the 50-run mark during the course of their first 6 overs.
Yeah, right on spot there, Lenny. In terms of the frequency and the high run scoring from Atlanta Fire, this is certainly an anomaly because they, in fact, had the highest net run rate coming into this playoff stage.
Into the offside leading edge. And Rohit Kumar Paudel doesn't last long. Simple here for the Atlanta Fire.
Breakthrough again. Skipper Hamad Azam taking a comfortable catch. He made it look easy in the end. It wasn't too pedestrian. In fact, he had to dive forward and catch it right before it reached the ground. So good effort from the skipper there, leading from the front. And another wicket has to go. 33 for 4. Atlanta Fire definitely in some deep trouble at this stage, Lenny. You can see how important the variations are. Even early in the innings, just seemed to take some pace off of that delivery, rolled his hands on the ball, and deceived the batsman.
Yeah, it's one of those shots you play a little too early, goes leading edge, and he carried it to the man at short cover. Sunny Patel comes to the middle. He's been part of the setup for some time. And he comes in here with a double strike in this over from 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃. And how good has the space bowling been for the Kingsmen during the course of this series, Keshav?
It really has been excellent from the Kingsmen. Even yesterday, we saw in that match what led to them reaching to this semi-final stage. Batsmen have done their jobs, bowlers have done their jobs, and most importantly, the fielders have done their jobs. Matches have been taken, and as the saying goes, Lenny, catches win matches.
So Sunny Patel comes to the middle, the man who comes out of one of the Florida franchise during the course of this year's minor league. I've seen him with the Somerset Cavaliers last year. Well, look at that. What an over we've seen from 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃. 2 wickets in that over. 6 gone. It's 33 for 4.
Yeah, excellent over there from 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃. 2 wickets in that over, just 1 run scored. And to remind our viewers, yesterday we in fact had a 3-wicket maiden from Sohail Khan, who will be featuring later for the Knight Riders United in the second encounter. You look at that scorecard, Rajiv Dabar, 23 from 13, the standout. And apart from him, Stephen Taylor with 4 and extras with 4 being the 2 next top scorers.
So we've seen a very good bowling performance from the Kingsmen. And Keshav, we talked about how strong this Kingsmen unit, this brand has been. We talked about the many local franchise tournaments that this team has dominated. We saw yesterday a big matchup between 2 other brands. We saw Kingsman X losing to Kingsmen, and really they've really started this semi-final on a good note.
Yes, definitely so. Milind Kumar into the attack.
It's not Milind bowls off spin if he bowls.
Indeed, just confirmation there that it's in fact Anwar
Anwar.
Ali.
Yeah, Anwar Ali comes with a side that is loaded with good stock of fast bowling.
In addition to the fast bowling options that they have, with 4 wickets down already at this stage, have to mention Usman Khadir. 5 wickets yesterday for 6 runs, including a hat-trick. Probably sure he's relishing the opportunity to come into the attack.
Yeah, you're right on that, Keshav. And when you're looking for spinners, we talked about how good Usman Khadir has been yesterday. Of course, son of Abdul Qadir, one of the probably the best, in my opinion, that came out of Pakistan with a trade of bowling right arm leg spin. I've seen him bowl. And when you look at that, Milind Kumar could be another option if you want some off spin. And so those could be your 2 spinners. Other than that, they're going to throw the ball to all the seamer and the fast bowler. And of course, the biggest probably of the lot is Hassan Khan, left arm spin. So a wealth of bowling options here for the Kingsmen. Playing and missing, and the ball goes through to the keeper.
Yeah, Hassan Khan also picking up wickets in this tournament, 3 for 22 just yesterday in that match in which the Kingsmen won by 96 runs. A very comfortable victory in the end. And top scorer Ramiz Raja, 65 from 37. Glad to see him back with the gloves today. We know that yesterday he had a bit of a side strain after reaching to that half-century milestone. Was unable to take the gloves in the second innings for the Kingsmen, but good to see that he's out there. And in fact, took that very important catch to start the innings.
Yeah, when you look at Gulshan Jah, the man on strike, his best score in this tournament has been a paltry 14, so he will need to get going at a time in which it all comes down to all to play for. And it's the Atlanta Fire and the Kingsmen in this semi-final, and then later on we will see Clarion Eagles. They will come up against the Knight Riders United. So 2 big games on tap today. And of course, who will go to the big dance?
You can see a look at the Manhattan runs per over chart. 5th over certainly was the best for the Atlanta Fire in this innings, and 2 overs with 2 wickets each in them, being very, very difficult for the Atlanta Fire to get any sort of momentum going forward.
So ball stroked into the offside, and we talked about the handful of Nepalese player in attendance at this tournament. Keshav, Nepal will take on the US in a in just under a week up in Dallas. And it's no surprise that we've seen our fair share of some of the players from Nepal. They're getting tuned for their encounter with the US in a matter of just under a week.
And likewise, from the US perspective, we've seen a lot of talent on display. A couple of the players in some of these teams, in fact, would have to be going to trials. See them mention it in the pre-game talk. So all looking forward to doing their best.
It's a very defensive Gulshan Jah. 7 over gone. Have we witnessed a maiden there? It might have been 33 for 4.
Yeah, made it indeed after 2 wickets in the previous over. At this stage, I mean, really and truly, it just goes to show you how important those early breakthroughs were in the power play, Lenny. Given the fact that the batsmen are fully aware of the potency, the spin bowling options that the Kingsmen have, what do you think is the best strategy at this stage? Do they just try to rebuild? I think the main aim should be back to the 20 overs, and whatever total you get at that stage, go there and try to defend it. Doesn't make sense to go too aggressively and continue to have a downslide in wickets.
Yes, Kashav, they will have to make use of the remaining 78 balls with 4 wickets down. It's not going to be easy. Sunny Patel is the leg spinner all-rounder. We know he can bat, but it will take quite a bit from here going forward to really counter-attack this tough bowling attack. We've seen Waqas Maksud, a couple of strikes in the last over. We've seen Zia ul Haq, one of the best around in this tournament. Mohamed Ilyas, he's bowled with good pace. And we haven't seen the top-class spin of Usman Qadir and Hassan Khan.
Imagine if both of them come into the attack at the same time. Just to keep that pressure at both ends. It's going to be an uphill task for Atlanta Fire.
So he allows the ball to go through, and Kashav, we talked about the Atlanta Fire. When we came down to the teams being ranked, they were the #1 ranked team. We saw Clarion Eagles. How much is the day off in these short tournaments impact a team as they come into the semifinal?
I was now going to mention that same thing to you, Lenny. You can see that the Fire just seems to not be blazing as fiery as it should. And you wonder if the Kingsmen are doing well from just carrying forward that momentum and that energy from the game yesterday as it just defended into the offside. No run again, but excellent point there, Lenny. It's a short tournament, and yes, players need a rest, but at the same time, do you think that one day off can just make you switch off a little bit while the other team is still completely switched on?
Yeah, Kashav, you and I know in these short tournaments, you play a match pretty much every day. Sometimes you play 2 matches per day. And I wonder if the Atlanta Fire is a little bit cold. We talked about fire and being cold. That's very going down the leg side might have been. Owen Brown says not out, but I'm wondering myself if they've gone cold coming into this early morning match. It's 33 for 4 now.
Yeah, so at this stage, I think Atlanta Fire just needs to regain their confidence. It could be that this early setback has pushed them, and you can see that delivery was just a bit high as well. A good line and length from the bowler, Waqas, but unfortunately just over the top of the stumps.
Yeah, yesterday we talked. It was the battle of the ranks in terms of the 6th ranked team. It comes down to the knockout stage now. Straight knockout, high in the air. Who wants it? Fielder comes in from the mid-wicket area, settles on the wrist. My goodness, that's a well-judged catch from the fielder. And another wicket goes down.
Ball went very high up into the air, and lovely blue skies that we have at this point in time. But just with that brilliant sunshine and some glare on the ground, certainly wasn't an easy catch. Look how high that ball went, Lenny. And he did have to shift around to his right, kept his eyes on the ball all along the way. Just a bit of a dive and tumble in the end, but safe catch completed. Excellent work in the field again. Matches win matches.
So the Atlanta Fire have slipped into more trouble. Wickets falling at 13, 13, 33, 33, and 34. So if we follow the pattern, Kashav, by just the numbers in which the wickets have fallen, and if that pattern continues, they could lose another wicket here on 34.
Well, in fact, since we have joined the commentary booth, Lenny, We've seen a couple of wickets fall and not much runs being scored. And at this stage, really and truly, they just need to bat a bit sensibly. Yes, you have to score runs, but I don't believe there's any need to take unnecessary risks given the scorecard and given the fact that 12 overs remain after this delivery. Still some 72 balls to face from these batsmen. And if even they get a runner ball at that stage to take them over that 100 mark, it'll be a psychological factor to take into account when the Atlanta Fire has to defend whatever total they put on the board.
So amazing bowling figure here from Maksud. 3 for 1. And folks, when I say 3 for 1, it's not 3 runs for 1 wicket. It's the other way around. It's 3 wickets for 1 run.
And it's not a special either in any of the dub stores.
So Newman comes to the middle at 34 for 5. And Atlanta Fire and Keshav, I'm going to pose a quick question for you. We'll talk about this in the next over. How important has been the toss? This one outside the off stump, playing a miss. 8 overs gone. It's 34 for 5.
The importance of the toss in the entirety of this tournament has been a very crucial factor. 99% of teams that have won the toss have in fact bowled first. And you can see a nice bit of movement away off the pitch from the seam of Wakas. He certainly is putting out all of his variations on display. You've seen him roll his fingers, see him bowl the delivery seam up, and just use the advantage that the pitch has to offer in this first innings of the game.
And when you look at the Manhattans here, not so much with how tall the buildings are, but look those dots. Those dots tells you the fall of wicket. There are 5 dots there.
3rd over, 6th over, 8th over, just falling wickets too quickly for the Atlanta Fire's liking.
So Anwar Ali will continue. We've seen a super bowling performance from Waqas Maksud, 3 for 1. And Anwar Ali will come into bowl to Sunny Patel, Atlanta Fire. Being put under pressure here. 5 wickets down with just 34 on the board. And look at that, steered into the offside. And I asked you about the toss because these early morning games, and we know generally sometimes the toss dictates the contest. And quickly when we saw Hamad Azam called correctly, without any thinking, without no hesitation, he opted to bowl first. Things have gone pretty well for them.
Yeah, I mean, winning the toss was one of the most crucial factors. And as you rightfully said, they had no hesitation to bowl. I think if Atlanta Fire won the toss, they would have taken the same decision because there was just awkward chuckle from Stephen Taylor at the toss having lost it.
And of course, we know if Taylor had won the toss, he'd have been bowling right now. But in the end, how much toss has really impacted a cricket game? If you do the studies, if you do your research, they'll tell you that a lot of time choosing to bat or bowl has really provided better result as against when you've lost the toss. And we talked about that because of the fact that there was a little bit of hold up, started a little bit late, maybe 30 minutes late. And quickly when Hamad Azam won the toss, they opted to bowl and things have gone pretty well for them. And why not? They have got the firepower to really exploit the conditions to bowl first on a morning game. Good bowling again. Sunny Patel is going to cheek one here. And in the end, well run, 35 for 5.
Just to touch on that point of the toss, the reason why it is so important is because of all of the variables in play in a game of cricket. The weather conditions, the pitch conditions, due to the fact that it's a turf pitch, and you have to consider the morning dew, which is very intense. I know that it's a bit cold, especially for me personally, but you seem to be very comfortable, Lenny.
Yeah, Keshav has walked with a New York winter coat. I live in New York and I don't own a coat as thick as this, I'll tell you that.
I think it's just about being acclimatized because you can see most of the Kingsmen there, in fact, still have on their jackets and their hoodies. So probably just feeling that bit of morning crisp air.
Well, I wouldn't lie to you. I mean, you see me with a short sleeve, but there are 2 shirts on. I wear both shirts they gave me.
I can't see no other reason to do it.
So ball again defended, and what else can you do at this stage of the game? 68 balls remaining. I think the batters are probably inclined to probably see out all 20 overs. We talked about how tough this bowling attack has been, and we haven't seen the best of the spinners yet.
Yeah. And what's also very important to note is that apart from winning the toss, which was a huge factor, they have been bowling in the right areas and the right spots. You can win the toss and still bowl errant deliveries and be put away. But the Kingsmen have certainly stuck to their task, consistent line and lengths.
So 𝗂𝗃 𝗫𝗫 will get off the mark. And when you look at the matchups about the team coming into this semi-final, Kashav, we talked about the Fire being the best ranked team from yesterday. They drew by into that quarterfinal, quote unquote quarterfinal stage yesterday, and here they are. And they're taking on the Kingsmen, who are ranked number 5, got past the Kingsmen X yesterday. And here they are, it's straight knockout.
That's the beauty of playoffs and knockout, isn't it? You can be low down on the table right before, but once you get in with a chance and you carry that winning momentum going forward, it's everything to play for. 100,000 US grand prize on the line.
So ball cut away into the offside, can't score. And we talked about the Kingsmen are the defending champs from 2023. They're playing well, 9 gone, 36 for 5.
Nice smooth run up on action. Good delivery again. Nipping off the seam. Cramping the batsman for any sort of room. And they have maintained that line just outside of the off stump. In addition to bowling some cutters and slower deliveries, the batsman to play 𝗿𝗄𝗄𝐽𝐿y. And it's good that we also have the physiotherapist on site, treating the players with any sort of injuries that they may have. And of course, the youngsters out here on this lovely scenic Saturday.
Yeah, they've brought out their electric bikes. Times have changed. No pedal bikes anymore. It's all electric.
I was now going to ask you, Lenny, if you have ever driven one of those.
Well, I've done the scooters around, yes. From time to time, the cricket continues. 36 for 5. 𝗂𝗃 𝗫𝗫 and Sonny Patel out in the middle. So 𝗂𝗏𝗃, impressive bowling figures from him. He's picked up 3 Kashav, has broken the back of this Atlanta Fire batting lineup.
And he's very close to a 4th wicket there. That delivery was so marginal to the edge of the bat. Just starting that ball around middle stump and going away to the off.
So ball cracked into the offside, can't score. When you look at the top of the table of most wickets in the tournament so far, 𝗬𝗪𝗏. Your friend 𝗬𝗪𝗏, he's at top of the pile for now. He's 9 wicket. He comes next. And then of course we've seen a good bowling performance from 𝗃𝗵 Patel. He's also on 9. Ali Sheikh still alive in this tournament. He's on 9. So these players have chance to advance their tally. And 𝗏𝗏 Singh is on 8. So yeah, he's coming next too. So all these men are in contentions to really put those numbers upwards. This one into the offside, can't score. How good have Maqsood been?
Excellent delivery again. And after each delivery, he's just having a small chat with the batsman. A nice cutter here. Just rolled his fingers at the last moment. You could see the turn on offer already. If that's the amount of purchase from an off cutter, imagine when an off spinner or left arm orthodox comes into the attack and puts some revolutions onto that ball.
𝗂𝗏𝗃 Maqsood. I'm wondering, Kashav, when he comes down to have a chat, maybe with 𝗂𝗃 𝗫𝗫, is he asking me, are you planning to draw this test?
It's very good camaraderie outside there, and you could just see it as well. Good fielding attempt after that ball was struck down the ground. Batsman just giving it a pat on the back.
Yeah, these days in franchise cricket, one day you're teammates, and then 24 hours later you're against each other.
Love to see that friendship in the sport. After all, cricket is a gentleman's game.
Yeah, it's good to see players playing in the spirit of the game. Here is 𝗂𝗏𝗃 Maqsood. And 𝗫𝗫 puts a single out towards the offside, and the run rate has gone to about 3.7 here, Kashav. What a bowling performance we've seen here from the Kingsmen.
Well, given the score at this stage, Lenny, 37 for 5, with one more delivery in the 10th over, projected score is not looking too great for the Atlanta Fire. It certainly would be well shy of 100 runs at least. And you would think that by the time the sun dries out any of the moisture on the pitch, Team Athens second will be relishing the opportunity to chase whatever target that they set.
So final ball in this over will carry the game to a 10-over mark. The numbers does not look good here for the Fires. Fire having been sent in, led by Stephen Taylor. And Maxud runs into bowl to Sunny Patel, and Patel allows one or try to play at one outside the off stump. 10 gone. Our session is done. And up comes Shaw Faisal for the first time this morning, along with Attar Ali Khan. 10 gone, 37 for 5.
Winning the toss, they made the right call. And after the halfway stage, we'll have our first chance to have a look at spin. Hassan Khan. How often have we seen that? No spin for the first 10 overs, but look at the score. That will justify the decision from Hamad Azam. A very warm welcome to the great Attar Ali Khan. Morning, Attar bhai.
Morning, Shah Faisal. Morning, everybody. And it has been a terrific morning for Kingsman, I can tell you that. Yeah. And rightly so. I think Hamad Azam has been spot on. Lucky to win the toss, because winning the toss and deciding to bowl first is an advantage. You got to accept the fact. Well, that's the way it goes. If someone has to lose the toss, but to see your side at 37 for 5 after they end at halfway stage, ooh, this is a knockout. You lose this match, you're out. You're going home. The next 10 overs needs to be good for Atlanta Fire.
Zia Shehzad. His first appearance in the tournament. He's been the impact sub, obviously not required during the group stages due to the very dominant performance by the Atlanta Fire. But today the Kingsmen are looking to spoil the party for the home side. They've got a big hospitality tent to the left of our comm box, very well populated. Made good noise when the ball was flying around for the first couple of overs. Runs here, not convincing. Just a single.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, when you lose those top 5 batters so early in the innings, you need someone, a man of crisis, just not to hold it together. Again, hint of turn there, trying to play on the onside, gets the leading edge. He's picked up a couple of runs, but also to find someone who needs to score quickly. It's not about just hanging on and holding on to your wicket. Make sure that there's not a wicket. Another wicket doesn't fall in the next 4 or 5 overs. But what about runs? Who's going to score the runs for Atlanta Fire? That's even a bigger question, isn't it?
It is indeed, and it's not going to get easy. We've been looking at the lineups. It's trying to pick up a run here, a run there. Hassan Khan with his variations, quicker delivery, slower flighted turners, and they have further depth even in their spin department. Hassan is in action, and then Usman Qadir is in their ranks as well. He was terrific yesterday, taking a fifer.
And you got to put that away. You've got to put that away to the boundary. He's found the fielder, hit it straight to the fielder at point. Extra protection on the offside now.
They got a slip in, Hamad Azam, and the fielder has gone back into the ring. So goes for the sweep, down on one knee, and the finger's gone up. It looked pretty straight. Sunny Patel got frustrated. He wasn't able to get the ball away, and Hassan Khan makes an immediate impact.
Yeah, in his very first over too. First time we see a right-hander trying to sweep the ball. A fielder was taken away from the onside. So that might have just prompted him to play that sweep shot. Doesn't connect. And it's plumb in front according to the umpire. So wicket number 6 goes. Kingsmen are having a really good time. Atlanta Fire, 6 down for 40.
Can we see the replay when we come back? It's a clever piece of cricket from Kingsman, Hamad Azam and Hassan Khan on one page. They got the slip in. And then Hassan didn't bowl the big turner. Went in with the arm. The gap was created. Sunny was eyeing for that gap. And fell for the trap. More spin in the form of Usman Qadir from the com box end.
Yeah, now they have to deal with Usman Qadir, who has had a wonderful time with the ball, 5 in the last match, including a hat trick. And we've already seen this turn available, even though the spin has been introduced after the halfway stage, after the 10th over. And would you believe it? A wicket for a spinner in the very first over.
Slip in place for Ẓia Shehzad. We'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. Would you reckon that Ẓia played the stroke? No. He's asked them to come back and called a dead ball.
Now they need to ensure that they don't get bowled out inside the 20th over. You got to get as many as possible. You can't do anything about the 6th wicket that has gone. It's gone. You can't do anything about it. It's more important for the men in the middle, the players in the middle. Try to play till the very end without getting bowled out and see how much you can get.
Down on one knee, Ẓia, who himself is a right-arm leg spinner, so pretty much would know what is coming his way from Usman Qadir. You make an excellent point, because in one of the earlier games, Kingsmen were chasing 112 and it went right down to the wire. They needed 7 in the last over with 2 wickets standing. So anything could happen. They just need a partnership, get some momentum, start to rotate the strike and wait for any bad balls, get to a total somehow. Oh, that's a top edge. It will fall in no man's land.
Yeah, they got to get themselves 120 from here on. So that's another 80 odd runs in the next 8.4 overs. So that 80, if you want to score, that means you need to pick up boundaries and you need to score 10 from here on. It's at the moment it's not happening.
Usman Qadir, if you put pressure back on him, he'll give you a freebie here and there. But if you allow him to bowl, we know that how dangerous he can be with all his variations and skills.
Yeah, the reason I say is 120, then there's something for the bowlers to defend. If you go below that, it's going to be mighty difficult.
That's a googly. Turned the other way. Shaifuddin had no clue. You're absolutely right. At least they need to target something and go about it very sensibly.
That's a beautiful delivery. The wrong one.
He's getting plenty of revs on the ball. You see the ball drifting away and then turning back in, leading edge. Batters are not comfortable here, but they need to hang in for the sake of Atlanta Fire, because there is no tomorrow in this game. Win it or go home. 12 gone, 44 for 6. Eight overs to go, and if you're looking to get up to that 120 that 𝗃𝗃 was talking about, 76 in 8 overs, just about 9 runs an over, a little more. A boundary in each over, ideally.
Yeah, he's someone who can strike big. Mohammad Saifuddin, former international, went out of team because of he had some sort of injury. I mean, I'm sure he'll be eyeing to make an impression here and also go back and get back to 100% fitness. I think he can surely play a really good part because he comes down the order and also bowls right arm seam. And if he gets going, he likes to hit big shots. But how is he going to plan to do that? Because this ball, the last one, turned so sharply.
And then the quicker one. 𝗧 has nudged it along. It's very fast, but won't get a chance to come back for second. Yes, 𝗧 also is a very capable bat. He's known as an all-rounder in this circuit. Very prolific in the minor league. So both these batters, they are very, very able. It's just they need to get a boundary to away to feel that rhythm back in the innings. They need to just wrestle the initiative back. Saifuddin tried. It felt like it was in his hitting arc. But that turn again made him to drag it wider from where he wanted to hit the ball.
Yeah, it's important for Mohammad Saifuddin to target the left arm orthodox here because it is coming into him. And he needs to connect well here. He's tried a couple of times, hasn't picked up a boundary.
Slight adjustment on the onside field in the deep. Hassan wants his angles to be perfectly right.
Now you got to find a way to put that away for at least a single. He's hit that straight to the fielder.
Absolutely.
You're not going to apply any pressure whatsoever. It's the batter or under tremendous amount of pressure. Something has to give here.
Yeah, these are the balls you can't do much about it. So that's why the previous ball is more important, where you had the opportunity to go onto the back foot. Just push it into the gap and rotate or get more than one if you can. This beauty has brought Hassan Khan's over to an end. 13 gone. Atlanta Fire really struggling. 47 for 6. Usman starts off with a googly. The brilliant delivery.
I think Atlanta Fire will need to understand that their bowling attack is pretty good also. And those things that we have seen so far, that amount of turn, how the seamers have bowled, but to be able to find a total where they will start to feel a little bit comfortable. It ain't happening at the moment. There has to be someone who needs to take chances here and make sure that that comes off. If it doesn't, then they're in danger of getting bowled out very, very cheaply.
Another sharp spinning leg break. Excellent point. And also you'd have to say the approach from the top orders, they didn't really assess the conditions well enough, where they were aiming to go too big and they ended up getting nothing. They had assessed better. They could have fought harder, ground out a total without losing that many wickets in that phase. And now the batters are absolutely clueless against Usman. Which way it's turning, they have no idea.
Yeah, I think it's those 6 wickets that has hurt Atlanta Fire. Maybe if they were down 3 or 4. How do you play that?
Another googly with a different action from Usman, very reminiscent of his dad. At the back end of his career, he started that big whirlwind kind of an action. There you go. To disguise a different type of googly. This is short. It took a long time coming, but finally it has. And Atlanta Fire will bring up their 50 with this maximum.
Now, that's exactly what I was talking about. He's more than capable of putting the bad ball away, and he needs to stand tall for his team. Mohammad Saifuddin has picked up a long hop, and it gave the treatment that it deserved. It's gone the distance, maximum. Is this now something that we will be seeing from Atlanta Fire? Do they get fired up? Do they go and smash few more boundaries after 14? 53 for 6.
बॉल अगर ये उस्मान चौथी या पांचवी करता तो उसने पांचवी पे पुट ऑफ सेट Yeah, soft hands, looking for a run. Safedin isn't ready. Yeah, this last 6 overs of 5.5 now.
Yeah, they're leaving it a little bit too late. Yes, there was a 6 of the last delivery on the previous over. They need to find boundaries here.
Wrong option, you'd feel, with so much turn. Zia Shehzad is targeting that mid-wicket boundary. But with the amount of turn, that ball is going away and further away from his hitting arc.
Yeah, then try to hit it on the offside. Play with the spin. Like that. Yeah, they've got to get Mohammad Saifuddin on strike, and they've got to make him bat as much as much balls, because he's the one. I think he's the key for Atlanta Fire. If he kicks on from here on, then maybe they might just get close to 100 even. And if it doesn't, then see you later.
Yeah, that's a better matchup there for Saifuddin. Hitting to the onside. This is where he's just had a look over his shoulder. Over the wicket. Change of angle. It's a good delivery. Hassan Khan is not likely to provide you any freebies. What I haven't seen, Athar bhai, I'll ask your take on this. But a few batters have used their feet with so much turnaround. Not prepared to come out of their crease.
Yeah, because of the not in danger of if they do that and if they miss it, then there's a stumping on offer. So whether they want to take chances or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Did the umpire signal a no ball? I haven't seen. He was completely side on to us, but was it a wide? Yeah, it has to be. I missed it.
Again, not putting it in the gap. Again, missing it completely. And when the ball starts to turn that much, that it's difficult for the batters. Well, which one to go down the wicket? It's difficult. It's not easy.
And the swing and a miss. Zia Shehzad has been swinging like a rusty gate. No connection so far. 15 gone, 56 for 6. Yeah.
So we're down to the last 30 balls. 56 for 6. Usman Khadir continues. And ball guided away. Could pick up one. They'll look for two. In fact, they'll settle for one. Welcome back, Keshav.
Thanks, Lenny. We've seen a very interesting passage of play the past 5 overs. Definitely not seeing the increase in the run scoring as we would have liked. At this point, current run rate of 3.76. And I'm sure the Atlanta Fire would want to finish on a high in these remaining 4.5 overs.
Yeah, they've been put on a stranglehold. We saw the top order of Rajdeep Darbar. This one into the onside, and Stephen Taylor didn't really get them firing. And you get the feeling between Rajdeep Darbar, Stephen Taylor, Mark Parchment at the top of the order. That would have provided that stage for them to post something in the vicinity of 140 plus, which has been kind of a par score that we have seen in this tournament.
Yeah, so at the end of 10 overs, the score was 37 for 5. And at this stage, 57 for 6. Just 20 runs added and 1 wicket.
Oh, big shot here from Saifuddin. Could go all the way. It has. A lovely strike from Saifuddin. And that's gone for a maximum.
Well, he's definitely not a player to take lightly. Excellent all-rounder, Saifuddin, and certainly has the ability to hit the ball quite a mile. Look at him just backing away and then backing again towards the stumps. So he went back and then forward. just playing with the mind of the bowler and perhaps causing him to just offset his line and length. Lovely shot. Deposited over the boundary rope for 6.
Yeah, a couple of sixes of the bat of 𝗫𝗺𝗽. We've seen one from 𝗵𝗃𝗍 𝗏𝗏 earlier in the innings. 𝗬𝗏 𝗂𝗃 has been roughed up in this over. Oh, inside edge onto the stumps. When things are going wrong, it really goes wrong for the Atlanta Fire. Another wicket goes down. 𝗫𝗺𝗽 gone. 64 for 7.
But just as we were saying, Lenny, that he does have the ability to accelerate the run scoring for Atlanta Fire, and given the lusty blow in the previous delivery, he chops on this one. Typical leg spin, no real set of variation, but nice area in which it was pitched, and cramping in for room with that cut shot takes the bottom edge of the bat onto the stumps.
And while there's a break in the action and Justin Dill comes to the middle at 64 for 7, Keshav, we are also going live in the ground. I know some folks in those red circular tent has the broadcast blasting by a few decibels. And so we want to say good afternoon to that crew, whichever team you're supporting. I hope you have a wonderful day here at the park. It's semi-final number 1.
Yeah, so good afternoon to everyone who's enjoying the stream live from the 𝗵𝗃𝗏 Sports Complex. And we're definitely grateful to see much more spectators on hand today. You know that it's a Saturday, a weekend. Kids can come out, parents, families, supporters, everyone, to witness the lovely game of cricket. And it's a double-header because we do have another encounter this evening. The Knight Riders United and the Clarion Eagles coming up next after this game.
Yeah, Justin Dill comes to the middle with 26 balls remaining. And folks, if you're wondering what's the record in T20 International for the 8-wicket partnership, well, oh, that's a lovely shot from Justin Dill, running up towards the fine leg boundary. And he picks up a couple of runs to start. Good shot, well executed here from Justin Dill.
Nice innovation used. We know that in the modern format of T20, lots of scoop shots, reverse sweeps, paddles, even switch hits. He didn't really set up himself in the best manner. You can just see he was unsure, in fact, where the ball went after he played that paddle scoop, but thankfully getting some runs from it. At this point, anything goes, Lenny. We can throw the kitchen sink at it. Only 3 wickets left. Have to get some runs here, Atlanta Fire.
Oh, into the onside, and that's a reverse shot, and that's gone for 4.
Lovely again here from Justin Dill. What innovation indeed. The first 2 deliveries that he has faced has been 2 unconventional shots. And an excellent end to this over thus far. Just take a look at the placement as well. He was fully aware of the fielder deep on the offside boundary and played it just wide of him. 70 for 7 after 16.
So, folks, if you want to have a quick run through of what has happened here from a bowling perspective, we've seen 2 for 18 from Zia-ul Haq, none for 12 from Mohamed Ilyas, 3 for 2 from Waqas Maqsood. Hassan Khan will get ready to bowl. He's bowling at 1 for 9, and we've also seen 1 for 24 from 𝗂𝗃𝗏. A play and a miss, and the ball beats the outside edge of Zia Shahzad. So we come down to the next 23 balls, and Keshav, if you're wondering, what's the highest T20 International 8-wicket stand? Well, the amount is 90, and that is posted by Paul Momsen and Satyan Sharif. Oh, swept away nicely from Scotland against the Netherlands. And boy, do they need one of those 8-wicket stand.
Well, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties, and we are definitely mindful to not make any presumptions because the game can change on its head within the space of 1 over. So by all means, we would send positive energy towards the batting team to get to that score. Make it a very competitive contest if they do. And have to realistically note the excellence of the fielding team at this point.
So the crowds are coming in their numbers. And they're here for the contest. Not too sure which team they're backing. Into the hands of the fielder. And he bobbles it for a second, but holds on, and another wicket falls.
Cut away powerfully, but in the air and straight to the fielder. Diving away to his right there was Anwar Ali. On the first occasion, a bubble, but thankfully it didn't go too far away from his body. And you can see the relief from his expression. 72 for 8 at this stage. It's all going downhill for the Atlanta Fire. Can they find some sort of impetus in the remaining deliveries in this innings? 2 wickets left, 3.2 overs. What do you think is a good total at this stage, Lenny, given all of the factors that we have taken into account?
Well, they've got 20 balls remaining. Run a ball will take them to 92, under 100. I would want to think you want to get over that triple figure mark. It's a big psychological difference from a score when it's 99 to when it's 100. It's a difference of 1. But mentally, 3-figure is what you want to get. Maybe 110 if they can get to that, 120. As Newman comes to the middle, Amila Aponso, leg spinner by trade, but he comes in here with 20 balls remaining. We have seen a couple of wickets here from Hassan Khan, bowling at 2 for 11. And the bowling has really been on top of the Atlanta Fire.
I definitely agree with that. And I'm sure Atlanta Fire will be backing themselves because they do have a lot of bowling depth in terms of the first couple of games. They have dismissed the teams very cheaply. And by all means, I'm sure whatever total they set, they will come out here playing to their 100% abilities.
Gotta get over to the 3-figure mark. And that requires 28 runs. Won't be easy with 19 balls remaining.
I think if they get to that 100 mark, they'll be more than happy. And it's no easy feat, especially with the bowling competency on hand. But by all means, they can make a game of it, Atlanta Fire.
Oh, lofted into the offside. Long off. Settles under it. Takes the catch. Easy catch in the end for Milind Kumar. And boy, another wicket goes down. 72 for 9.
Flighted delivery from Hassan Khan. Nice loop into the right-handed batsman. Hit uppishly and was still some distance shy of the boundary, so didn't really get the proper connection on it. And you can see when he played the shot, his head just lifted at the last moment. Right there. Didn't keep his head still to get the full force and connection and mistimed that delivery. Another wicket has to go. 72 for 9. I need that 100 is becoming more and more difficult to reach towards. I mean, it's really tough for the batsman because you want to play your aggressive strokes and at the same time, you want to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Do you think they might be minded to look for some quick singles, some running between the wickets rather than the mighty blows?
So the bowling card, just before we move on, 3 for 2 from Waqas Maksud may have set the stage, and also Hassan Khan has now picked up his third wicket. He's bowling at 3 for 11. So Keshav, 1 spinner and 1 seamer has really done the job as Pani Simhadri has come to the middle, but Justin Dill has played a couple of big shots in the last over. So he comes in here, bowling change, and we come down to the last 3 overs or 18 balls. Ball defended into the offside, can't score, and the over has begun here, Keshav.
Waqas Maksud into his 4th over, 16 dot deliveries and 1 maiden in a T20 match. What an excellent effort from him after Hassan Khan just completed his spell, also with 16 dot deliveries, 3 for 11, and Maksud 3 wickets for 2 runs.
Yeah, the power play, they were struggling at 33 for 4. And we've seen so much local cricket here in America. We know once you can send back Stephen Taylor, the game from a bowling perspective plays a lot easier for you. And we saw once Stephen Taylor, and to a lesser extent Rajdeep Darbar and Mark Parchment was gone. In that power play session, it became downhill for the Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, with the first delivery going for a lovely 4 through the offside from Stephen Taylor, I really thought that we were in for another treat after he's played some magnificent innings in this tournament for the Atlanta Fire. Unfortunately, as we know, cricket, the game is played on the day itself and each day is different. So he wasn't able to carry on in that manner and his team struggling as a result of it.
So ball heading down the offside or the leg side, depending on whatever shot the batsman played. We've seen Justin Dill getting very funky in the last over. And it comes down to 16 balls remaining in this innings here for the Atlanta Fire.
Well, he's a tall guy, seems to be able to hit the ball a long way, and I'm just wondering if he might be looking to play some strokes with the full face of the bat as well, because thus far we have mainly seen the different innovations being used.
So 𝗏𝗂𝗃 has been so impressive, Keshav. Oh, into the offside, and that ends the innings. A sharp catch taking an extra cover, and the Atlanta Fire is all bowled out for 72. 𝗂𝗃𝗓𝗄𝗃 coming up with a good catch. Keshav, it's all over for the Fire.
𝗂𝗃𝗓𝗄𝗃 seems to be in a hot spot because that's another catch going to him in the short cover region. And again, just having to dive low and forward, but comfortably take it in the end. Was struck with some force, but directly to 𝗂𝗃𝗓𝗓𝗓, and someone with his competence is not going to drop those.
So here's the fourth wicket here for Waqas Maqsood. And boy, what a performance he has certainly been. And I'm pretty sure at about now, Keshav, Waqas Maqsood is being invited to the interview tent.
I'm pretty sure he will be. What a bowling effort indeed. And the left-arm quick certainly would be proud of his efforts, and also his skipper after winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. What more could they have asked for?
Well, folks, 72 at the end of, in fact, they're bowled out, losing all 10 wickets. Lots of cricket left. Stay tuned. Wait for the chase, as Kingsman will need 73 when we come back.
Atlanta Fire to bat, and well, they've done an amazing job to restrict them to 72. And I have with me the top wicket taker for this match, 4 wickets, 1 maiden over for just 2 runs. कैसा लग रहा है आपकी bowling performance करके?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह का शुक्र है जी। बिल्कुल जैसे सुबह थोड़ा सा जो विकेट थी वो थोड़ी गीली थी और बॉलिंग के लिए काफ़ी सूटेबल थी, और ये हुआ कि हम टॉस जीते और उसका हमने फ़ायदा उठाया। सिर्फ टारगेट पर बॉलिंग की है और ज़्यादा कुछ प्लान नहीं था, बस यही था कि सिंपल रखना है और रन्स नहीं करने देने।
किंग्समैन की जो bowling लाइनअप है, काफी मतलब वेरिएशंस भी है। आई थिंक हमाद आजम जो कैप्टन है, उनने बहुत अच्छी bowling जो चेंजेस भी किए है। ऑब्वियसली जिया ने जो 2 विकेट 3rd ओवर में ली थी, वो काफी इम्पैक्टफुल थी, क्योंकि अटलांटा फायर में वो जो 2 ओपनिंग पेयर काफी रन्स बना रहे थे।
जी बिल्कुल ऐसा ही है। हमारी जो पूरी टीम है वो काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस है। हमाद भाई जो कि एक्सपीरियंस कैप्टन भी है, और किंग्समैन और जो फ्रेंचाइज है और सारी जो प्लेयर है ना, वो उसमें एक अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि वो सारे कंबाइंड होकर खेलते हैं। और जब ये मैच स्टार्ट हो रहा था तो हमने एक ही बात की थी कि हमने बस ये मैच जीतना है और फोकस करना है और अपने अपना अपना 100% देना है। और रही बात जहाँ पे बॉलिंग साइड की, तो ज़िया जैसे मैं और इलियास, हम लोग पाकिस्तान में काफ़ी क्रिकेट इकट्ठे खेलते रहे हैं। तो एज ए बॉलिंग यूनिट, और अनु भाई अनवर अली, एज ए बॉलिंग यूनिट हमने यही डिसाइड किया था कि हमने ये मैच मतलब बॉलिंग साइड से जितवा के देना है आज।
अभी दो डिपार्टमेंट्स हो चुके हैं, बॉलिंग और फील्डिंग भी काफी। अनवर अली ने दो इंपॉर्टेंट कैचेस भी लिए थे, काफी अच्छे कैचेस। अब बैटिंग की बारी है, 73 रन्स है और बैटिंग भी काफी, आपकी लाइनअप अच्छी है।
जी बिल्कुल। अभी मैच फिनिश नहीं हुआ, जैसे बस फोकस इसी पे है कि बैट्समैन जैसे प्लान दिया सबने मिलके कि अभी जाएंगे अंदर और पूरा पूरा खेलेंगे और मैच फिनिश करेंगे, उसके बाद ही हम मैच जीतेंगे।
डिफेंडिंग चैंपियंस हो आप, लगता है दूसरा फाइनल इज ऑन द कार्ड्स।
इंशाल्लाह अभी कुछ नहीं कह सकते, क्रिकेट है, लेकिन होपफुली कि इंशाल्लाह हम ये मैच स्कोर चेस करेंगे और जीतेंगे।
चलो, ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू गाइस।
थैंक यू।
So Kingsman needs 73, back to the com box.
So welcome back. We're ready for the chase. Not a lot of runs on the board. 73 to win from 120 balls. 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗄 will be the man to start. Left arm spin. 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗄𝗃 and 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃 Alam has come to the middle. And the Kingsman, a big bowling performance. We've seen a 4-wicket haul from Waqas Maksud. We've seen 3 from Hassan Khan. And we're just about getting ready to start with 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃, the imposing figure of 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃, with just 73 runs on the board. Welcome back, Mr. Attar Ali Khan.
Thank you, Leon. And yeah, it's a tough call. It's been tough for Atlanta Fire in terms of what you just described a little while earlier. Thanks to that wonderful bowling display from those 2 bowlers that you mentioned. But yes, in search of early wickets, yeah, that's exactly what they need to do.
Well, they've decided to give the ball to left-arm spin 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗄𝗃. He's played at the international level, and he comes in here with a job not done really by the batters. And now they're asking the bowlers to work overtime. Here's the first ball. Cornwall cracks it through the offside, and it could be a boundary of the very first ball. Fielder does well to pull it back, and thankfully it's only a single.
Well, we know that he doesn't really enjoy running in between the wickets. He was expecting that ball to go all the way to the boundary. It stopped on its tracks and then rolled over, so it's only a single. Started a little bit wide to Cornwall. Amila, you got to get it straight because we did see the spinners from Kingsman getting a lot of purchase from this wicket.
So ball defended into the offside. Ahmad Alam has been quite consistent in the number 1 and 2 position for the Kingsmen. A couple of 20s for him in this series, and you get the feeling, Mr. Khan, he's come on the backs of some strong bowling performance, and that of the big man 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃.
Yeah, it's not a very big total to defend, so they can only hope that they can pick up early wickets. That's the only dent they would want to make early on because 72, so very difficult unless you pick up early wickets.
So ball again defended into the offside, and you look at 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃, who has been part of the core group for this Atlanta Fire for some years. And you look across their lineup, Stephen Taylor and 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃 has played a lot of cricket together. Corner Dry, another player. He's not in the 11. And this has been, well, a quiet over considering we've seen a single off the bat of 𝗂𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃. It ends well, 1 off the first over.
It's a good start. Very good start for Atlanta Fire. 𝗂𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃 just giving away a single. Yeah, I just feel that there'll be spin from both ends. We'll have to wait and see.
Yes, Sonny Patel has been given the ball. And Mr. Khan, there is Fani Simhadri, who's at the top of the table. Most wickets so far, 9 in the tournament. He's part of the arsenal. But the ball has been thrown to right-arm leg spinner Sonny Patel.
Yeah, I think they feel that they are in with a chance if the spinner can bowl in the right areas because knowing Rakeem Cornwall, he enjoys the ball coming onto the bat. But watch out the length because if it's a little bit fuller in his zone, then it will sail over out of the park. I can tell you that. So you need to bowl smartly and ensure you don't give that opportunity to Rakeem Cornwall.
So Sonny Patel starts down the leg side. Owen Brown does some arm exercise and a couple of runs on the board.
He starts with a wide down the leg side. It's a poor start.
Yeah, not a good ball. The turn across Rakeem Cornwall. We saw in the last over, Attar Ali Khan, we have seen one of the ways you can get Rakeem not on strike is to give him a single. As we saw in the previous over from Aponso.
Yeah, also the fact that they're not giving any loose deliveries so far in this over.
Oh, has he taken the catch? Has it come off the bat? Yes, it has. And Rakim goes for one. An early wicket here for the Atlanta Fire. It's 2 for 1.
That's exactly what they wanted to see, and this is good captaincy. Throwing the ball to the right arm leg spinner. The second over from spin also. You like to whip it away on the onside, just a bit of an inside edge, and a pretty decent catch in the slips. And they've picked up the big man. He has to head back to the pavilion. Kingsman, 2 for 1.
Yeah, we have seen a raucous applause and certainly shouts from the Atlanta camp to our left. And they have been quite noisy all day, but not too much to shout out for. As Milind Kumar comes to the middle, 2 for 1.
It's a funny game, Leon. It's a funny game. A game of glorious uncertainties, but I'm not too sure about this total. 71. Kingsman should get this. But as I said earlier, it's a funny game. Couple of wickets here and there. You never know. You never know. And that's the belief that they need to have. Atlanta Fire. To get that fire still burning. To go and see whether they can pick up more wickets. The hunger needs to be there and they need to fight.
So Sonny Patel will tell the story. He has taken a lot of wickets and he's taking the wicket of Rakim Cornwall. Certainly, those are big wickets in the short format of the game. We've known the exploit of Rakim Cornwall, but he's gone. Milind Kumar comes to the middle. And if ever there is a time for the Atlanta Fire, as tough as this is, to really claw themselves back into the game, it will be at this juncture with the likes of Milind Kumar and Ahmad Alam out in the middle. Look at that. Well bowled here from Sonny Patel. He started well.
Yeah, when a team is chasing a low total and then they start to lose wickets, that's when the trouble starts. Well, still only the second over. They managed to pick up a wicket, Atlanta Fire. A little bit of more adjustment from Stephen Taylor.
Yeah, good delivery. Playing back is Milind Kumar and Mr. Khan. When you play back on those balls, you're plumb candidate for leg befores, eh?
You know, if the ball doesn't turn and hit you in front, then you're in trouble. Trouble for sure. It's turning out to be a very good over.
Well, what an over we've seen here from Sonny Patel. A single to Milind Kumar, but a tidy one. 2 gone is 3 for 1.
Now, the fielders inside the circle will need to cut those singles off. He just, the previous delivery, he's picked up a single. They've got to find themselves in a position where they can attack into the ball so that the batters don't think about taking a single, because it's not a very big total or it's a low total to defend. So you've got to have all the support that you need, especially from the fielders.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of spinners here. Amila Aponso, slow left arm orthodox, and we've seen right arm spin from Sonny Patel. And so far things have gone kind of well because Sonny Patel has picked up the big man, Rakim Cornwall. Milind Kumar has played a good knock during the course of this series. Now searching for one outside the off stump. Good start here from Aponso.
Yes, he only gave a single in his very first over. It's looking pretty good, pretty decent here.
Wow, couple of good balls there, beating the outside edge of Milind Kumar. That's exactly what you want the left arm spinner to do, to get the ball across the right hander, come forward and perhaps pick up the edge. Oh, 2-fall. 2-fall this time. A lofted up ball. And it could trickle away, hits the ropes now, and that's gone away for 4.
Yeah, when you see a surface which is giving a lot to the spinners, you got to get it right. You cannot allow the batter to come out of the front foot and then play a free-flowing drive through the covers. Yeah, a very good shot. But having said that, Amila has to ensure that he doesn't bowl that full to the batters.
Well, look at that. Up and over, through the offside, and that has gone for a maximum. 10 in 2 balls.
What a shot. Second time he's tossed it up and he's picked up the length very quickly. That is a very good shot. And it goes all the way, sails over the top of the cover fielder, inside out. Lovely shot. Lovely pickup shot.
Yeah, 10 and 2 balls when you're defending just 72 runs, it's going to hurt you a lot. Better ball in this over, but you get the feeling with a 6 and a 4, damage has already been done.
You don't want to take any chances whatsoever because you're not chasing a big total. If it's there, it's fine. If it's a good delivery, defend it.
Yeah, a couple of good balls to end, but look at that. Milind Kumar squeezes out a single. The third over comes to a close. It's 14 for 1. So they need 59 from 102 balls. If 102 balls is any relevance to the chase. And folks, lots of cricket left in the day. Clarion Eagles will come up next, and they'll take on the Knight Riders, the Knight Riders United. And so lots of cricket left. That game expected to be bowling off at 2:30. 59 to win. Milind Kumar on strike as Sonny Patel will continue in a day in which the batting has never showed up here for the Atlanta Fire. And we've seen some strong bowling performance, certainly led by Waqas Maqsood, 15 for 1.
Yeah, they were brilliant with the ball, weren't they? Absolutely spot on. You were mentioned about the Waqas. What about Hassan Khan? FIFA also. They did not put a foot wrong. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Mr. Khan. And the irony is by the time Hassan Khan and Usman Qadir came in, we've already seen the fall of 5 wickets. So the brunt of the work was done by the earlier bowlers.
Seamers. Yeah, it was the seamers who started picking up wickets, who started making an impact straight away because we all thought that spin, which did play a big part throughout the tournament, but a really good piece of captaincy from Hamad Azam to ensure that the pace bowler did their job by restricting the batter for not scoring runs, and also he's safe, and also picking up wickets. Yeah, good cricket. Again, straight to the fielder, but they managed to steal a single.
And Mr. Khan, how important it is. You see Sonny Patel operating now. He's a right-arm leggy. We've seen Amila Aponso, left-arm spin. How important are these bowling type in T20 cricket?
Very, very important, especially when you're getting that sort of a purchase from this surface.
Yeah, we've seen so many left-arm spinner in this tournament. Ali Sheikh, Hassan Khan, another fellow, Umer Khan, it might have been. There's so many in this tournament, and they seem to be prospering in the shorter format of the game. Oh, good delivery, single, or perhaps a couple of runs there for Milind Kumar. Fielder does well to prevent more runs, but look at that. Good running from Milind Kumar and Ahmad Alam. It's 2 more runs there for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, it's also going to be important how Steven Taylor handled his bowlers. Remember, Fani Simhardi, 4 for none in 2.1 overs. That was the game against St. Lucia. Next innings, he picked up 4 for 9. So, I beg your pardon, 4 for 5. So, he's the one among the wickets. When do you use him?
Ball pulled away into the onside. Running quickly is Milind Kumar. You're told to do that. Run your first run fast. And look at that. Come back for a couple of runs. Good running.
Yep. Pressure being released. End of the over. After 4, it's 19 for 1. 20, beg your pardon.
So 20 for 1. We talked about the Kingsmen. If they get into the final, it will be the second year. We saw them in 2023. A couple of big names for them on that occasion. Sharshil Khan, who's not part of the lineup this year. And also we saw Martin Guptill at the top of the order. And so the boys are all ready perhaps for their second back-to-back appearance on the big stage. And from the look of things here, Mr. Khan, 20 for 1, they need 53 with 9 wickets in hand. It could be the Kingsmen we're seeing tomorrow on the big stage.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, at this stage of the game, it's Kingsman all the way. No question about that. But as I said earlier, it's a funny game. The only way they can claw back into this game, Atlanta Fire, is by taking wickets.
Yeah, we talked about the Atlanta Fire. They was the best ranked team when play ended on Thursday afternoon. Got a bye into the semifinals. 𝗵𝗂𝗧 has been given the ball.
Yeah, I was talking about him in the previous over. You got to give it to the one who has been among the wickets, and that's a good call from Stephen Taylor.
So Fani 𝗵𝗂𝗧, we talked about top of the table with 9 wickets so far. Runs into ball to Ahmad Alam. And he starts well with a ball angling probably middle and off. And it goes through to a short third man position. And there's no run. Mr. Khan, when you look at Fani 𝗵𝗂𝗧, he's a short fellow. Does that impact his art?
I don't think it's just a matter of just getting used to it.
Yeah, lofted into the offside, eluding Stephen Taylor, the captain.
And he's been outstanding with the ball. Don't forget the fact that he's picked up quite a few wickets. He's been very, very economical. And he's handled himself very nicely. And now the question arises, will he be able to repeat what he did in last couple of matches with the ball? Because he wants to pick up wickets and he needs to show some magic here for Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, I recall a couple of years ago in the minor league series, Mr. Khan, Fani 𝗵𝗂𝗧 won the Best Bowler Award. Oh, what a ripper. Goes through to the keeper. Good bowling.
Where's the slip? Where's the slip in place? You're defending 70 odd here. You're looking to pick up wickets. If it finds the edge, there's no one in the slip score. And that one, look at that move away from the right-hander. What a delivery. Get a slip in place.
And I talked about, yeah, there we go. They're listening to you because we are on loud under the tent. Well, not really a slip, but yeah, maybe. Very good attack, Khan. Look at that, into the offside. He bowls with a bias. He bowls with an offside bias.
It's good because you need to play smart cricket. What are you trying to show to your opposition when you go to defend a low total? Well, I'm still fighting. I'm not going to let you get away with easily. So that's the reason why you won't have to have a fielder in the right place, and he's moving the ball away from the right-hander. That's the reason why the slip fielder is a little bit wide. He's at second slip.
Yeah, look at that. Beating the outside edge again, and it goes through to the keeper. And I talked about Fani 𝗵𝗂𝗧 winning the top bowling award. I would want to think, Mr. Khan, that award that year was presented by Toyota. I wonder if he got a car. Or if it's the other year in which it was presented by Sunoco, maybe a full year of gas. Couple of good deliveries to end and over. That only costed them 1. 5 gone. It's 21 for 1.
Brilliant start to his first over. Very good. They're asking question in that over.
The 1 wicket for Atlanta Fire so far. I'll be hoping for more. There's a little misunderstanding at the North striker end. Sunny Patel into his 3rd over. But now with the sun, although it's not very warm today, even in the sun, you'd have to say, wicket was bound to get better. The chance of stumping, or there's an appeal for stumping, but I don't think that back foot moved at all. Ahmad Alam has had a quiet tournament. But someone who hasn't had a quiet tournament is alongside me, Keshav Bahadur Singh. Good afternoon, Keshav.
Good afternoon to you, Shah. Definitely a pleasure to be in your company as well. We've seen a bit of a fight back here from the Atlanta Fire. Some tight bowling from Patel.
Oh, how unlucky is that? When things are not going for you, they're not going, and that ricochet of his iPad just rolled back onto the stumps. But Atlanta Fire won't be complaining. They need wickets in a heap, and now they've got two.
Just as you mentioned that they were definitely mounting a fight back, you can see the Atlanta Fire and hear the lovely celebrations from around the ground of their supporters. Another wicket goes down for the Kingsmen, and a very important breakthrough at that. Unconventional, to say the least. However, it's unlucky for the batting team, but the bowling team would certainly take that momentum going forward and try to get some more quick wickets in this part of the innings.
𝗬𝗪 Ali walking in. You could not have asked for a better person to be walking in this situation in a knockout game. Very, very composed, cool and calm, and also technically very, very well equipped to deal any kind of threat that this wicket and Atlanta Fire bowling may have, especially when the required run rate is not very daunting. Saad Ali is the right man for this situation. That also means that if Atlanta Fire can get him out, they'll really feel like they have a way back into this game. Slip in place for Sunny Patel now, who's got 2 wickets. Imposing figure of Stephen Taylor in the first slip. That brushes with the arm. Nothing short really from Saad. A very nervous prod. Lucky.
Just look at his action. Very tricky for the batsman to deal with. Subtle variations on display.
Nicely onto the front foot. Saad made the mistake of going onto the back foot of a fuller delivery, the first one, but this time he's knocked it into the gap to get a run. He's off the mark.
Now delivery in this over from Patel. He's want to finish strong. And then Kumar has been doing good job thus far. 17 from 18, just under a runner ball. That's all that's really required from the Kingsmen to get this total.
Oh, another drag on. Almost back onto the stumps. Good over from Sunny Patel. This is the dismissal of Ahmad Alam. Roll it through, you'll have a look. And it ricocheted off the... That's the last delivery, though, from Milind Kumar.
It just goes to show how similar the two deliveries. One led to a dismissal, where the ball just trickled onto the stumps after the inside edge. On this occasion, narrowly missing it.
How close that ball bounced to the stumps. Wow, he's lucky to be still there.
And notably, it was the quicker delivery as well from Patel. On both occasions, same action, no real difference for the batsman to notice what he was going to do. And just getting that ball to seam through and surprise the batsman, cramping him for any sort of room.
What Atlanta Fire needs to do to bowl through their best bowlers, because this chase is not going to go to the 20 overs, so there's no point planning or preserving the overs. Ansh Patel is another spinner in their ranks. Wrist spinner, can turn the ball both ways. And 𝗵 Samadri has to bowl.
At this stage of the innings.
Oh, that slight fumble. Slight fumble will allow for that extra run. Atlanta Fire cannot afford to do that.
It's now actually going to say that they have to keep the pressure on. If they want to get a result out of this game, the Atlanta Fire cannot let loose any grip they have at the moment. All of the fielders, the bowlers have to be in tandem with each other. And notably, at the end of the power play in their innings, Atlanta Fire, they were 33 for the loss of 4 wickets. So Kingsmen at this stage, less runs on the board, but also less wickets. And also chasing a small target, they can measure their innings more comfortably.
Nice short backlift by Saad Ali. That's to counter the variations of 𝗵 Samadri. Because in one of the previous games, we did mention that the biggest strength of 𝗂𝗎𝗄𝗃𝗓 Samadri is that he watches the batters right till the end. And because of his low arm, he can delay the delivery, the release of the delivery according to the backlift of the batters if they're trying to go for big shots.
Thus far, his figures in this tournament: 4 matches, 8 overs, 9 wickets, 8 runs with 3 maidens. You
Yeah,
can see why.
absolutely. He's been spot on. I have to say the conditions has helped him, but then conditions are one thing, but to go on and execute your skills each and every time against top quality players, that is a really fantastic achievement. He's gone in the air and over the head of Sunny Patel. For a moment, he felt he was in the game, but it was well struck, well enough to clear him.
I think this is the first 6 that has been struck off of the bowling of Simhadri since he has started his spell from the first match in this tournament. A bit too full on that occasion and just waited on the delivery, that extra second. Feed that long off. Thought he might have had a chance for a second, but fortunately over his head.
Just feel no matter how well the Atlanta Fire bowlers can bowl, you cannot just ignore the fact that they didn't get enough runs, nowhere near enough. I think in this game, 120 would have been bare minimum that they could have get and allowed those bowlers to have something to bowl at. They're giving it their all in the ball with the ball and in the field. Don't have a lot. And once again, Saad Ali nudges it behind the keeper for a couple of runs. Once you're not looking to strike big, the effectiveness of 𝗂𝗎𝗄𝗃𝗓 Samadri will be halved, because then you see how short is the backlift from Saad Ali, and he's just waiting for the ball to come, and nice little tickle and a couple more runs.
That occasion, just one in which the cutter did not work out in the bowler's favor. A bit too much turn off of the pitch and going past the batsman, but it brings the 7th over to completion.
Beautiful day here in Rydal, 𝗃𝗃 Sports Complex. Got a great game coming in the afternoon semi-final. That'll be Clarion Eagles between Knight Riders United. Plenty of big names on show in that one as well. Now that the wicket has dried up a little, it'll probably offer a fairer contest as opposed to this one, where toss really played a huge role, and Atlanta Fire's application and execution was also very questionable in the first half of this match. They've taken 2 wickets, but they need plenty more. 𝗪𝗪 Patel into the bowling crease. Big shout. And the finger has belatedly gone up. Milind Kumar cannot believe it. But left arm wrist spin, 𝗪𝗪 Patel has really made an immediate impact.
Strikes with his first delivery, does 𝗪𝗪 Patel. Left arm wrist spinner and bang on target. Nice flight and loop of the delivery. Seems to have pitched in line. Just a question of whether the amount of turn might have been carrying it past the leg stump, but you could see the umpire was nodding his head even before he belatedly raised the finger. And Milind Kumar just stood for a second wondering what took place, but 3rd wicket falls 34 for 3 in 7.1.
Get it? Can you get us a replay when we come back? Replay? Yeah. Ramiz Raja Jr. is the new man. Milind Kumar was dismissed. The very first delivery from 𝗪𝗪 Patel. Keshav did raise a question about the turn, but it was very full, and there wasn't much long for the ball to go. I think an excellent decision there from the umpire. He was convinced. He shook his head. The nod was there, and then the finger was raised as well. Have a look at the line. The impact is pretty much in line, no doubt about that. Hint of turn, not a big turn that we've seen. And this is where you see umpire took his time. Great piece of umpiring. Excellent decision.
Yeah, I think so as well. And even when he stepped forward with his front foot, you can see that it was in line with the off stump where he was struck. So more than likely that ball might have gone on to clip the leg stump.
Absolutely correct, Keshav.
What a start from 𝗂𝗪𝗻 Patel. Game on here, Shah.
Yeah, his team needed it. The old saying goes, add 2 wickets to the total, make it 40 for 5, and it'll still be plenty to play for.
It brings the form batsman for the Kingsman to the crease. Ramiz Raja with an excellent half century yesterday, certainly leading his team to reach to the semi-final. Know that he had a bit of a side strain, but we saw him keeping again this morning, which means that he's fine, ready and raring to go with the bat in hand.
Chance there. Oh, yes. What has happened there? Huge mix-up, breakdown of communication. And is that man Saad Ali? He has been run out.
This is a certain testament to the effect of pressure. Batsman having some miscommunication in the wicket, looking for a quick single. He was sent back and a good throw to the bowler 𝗂𝗪𝗻 Patel. Collected it low and broke the stumps with both hands.
2 wickets down, and the Atlanta Fire spectators, they're really on fire. And look at that. Easy decision on that occasion. And this hospitality tent has come to life after that dismissal. You can see the new lease of energy they found, because after scoring only 72, they were really quiet, but now they've found their noise.
Yeah, well, initially at the start of the innings, you were hearing them cheering and shouting. And look at the supporters there as well on another side of the ground. Lots of spectators in for this semi-final day at the Atlanta Open T20 2024 edition.
The thing is with Kingsman X, though, they just keep coming at you. It's Hamad Azam, the new man in. They've also got the in-form Hassan Khan, Anwar Ali, Muhammad Ilyas, Usman Qadir. They can all bat. So Atlanta Fire cannot relent here. 2 wickets in the over. 1 for 𝗂𝗪𝗻 and 1 a run out. Leading edge, but there's no one close in on the onside for Ramiz Raja Jr. 2 batters were on not. Ramiz now is off the mark. And Hamad Azam will now get a chance to take strike against 𝗂𝗪𝗻 Patel.
Well, Hamad Azam, as you mentioned, the skipper coming to the crease. Unfortunately, didn't have much batting time previously in the tournament. Only batted in 2 innings, one of which he came not out, and just 6 runs scored off 5 deliveries. So you just wonder if that lack of match experience might be a factor here, as he has not batted on these surfaces often enough to get fully accustomed and acclimatized.
He's coming off of a very good minor league championship as well. Scored a winning half century, I think, in the final. And yeah, he's very capable, but you're right, the conditions here are completely different. This year it has been tough for the batters. Bit too short from 𝗂𝗪𝗻, allowing Hamad to go onto that back foot. What damage done though in terms of runs? 8 gone. Kingsman 35 for 4. Atlanta Fire supporters, they're really upbeat now. Beautiful day to enjoy cricket here in 𝗏𝗏 Sports Complex, and this contest with a fall of a few wickets has all of a sudden become very exciting. I'm sure people watching this broadcast, they're enjoying it as well, as much as the spectators at the ground.
At the end of 8 overs, just in comparison, Atlanta Fire was in fact 34 for the loss of 5. Kingsman are 35 for the loss of 4. Look at how close those margins are.
Wow. 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗍 𝗂𝗃𝗃 pitching outside the leg. He's not going to get a leg before on that, although it turned a long, long way. 𝗚𝗏 Raja, you cannot play those. It's very difficult.
𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗍 using all of his cutters and smartly pitching that one just around the line of the leg stump, knowing the amount of turn that he has on offer. You can see the batsman just indicating to the umpire possible concern that he has.
Yeah, you have to see the replay again. What happened? Ahmad was complaining about something. Was 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗍 𝗂𝗃𝗃 running through the middle, or umpire was asking Ahmad to stay off? Yeah, nothing really happened for me to have picked out. Did you anything, Kisha?
I didn't really see anything noticeable. I'm not too sure if he was just pointing to the spots on the pitch where he might have just been walking back on with his spikes, but after the delivery, he did go off the pitch with his follow-through.
Goes past the outside edge. 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗍 𝗂𝗃𝗃 now changing the angle, because from where he was bowling over the wicket, it was very difficult for him to get the leg before. Now he's changed the angle. He's a very skillful operator, 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗍 𝗂𝗃𝗃.
Well, apart from that 1-6 that he conceded, they really haven't been able to get him away at all.
Goes for the Yorker, almost sneaking under the bat of Ramiz Raja.
It's a full bag of tricks, isn't it, Shah? Cutters, Yorkers, just using the crease as well, bowling from different sides, sometimes bowling from different lengths in terms of just short of the crease or running onto it. Really intelligent bowling here from Simhadri. No wonder that he has most of the wickets in the tournament, not only for his team, but amongst the other wicket takers as well.
Goes for the lap. Ahmad Azam, not much pace on offer from 𝗂𝗺𝗃𝗍 𝗂𝗃𝗃. Just a single. You could feel there is a little bit of tension in the Kingsman team, their approach as well. You can feel that with the fall of few wickets. Obviously, if wickets continue to fall, even that 36 remaining would seem a long, long way. But Atlanta Fire is giving it a good go with the ball and in the field. And that would make you realize at the beginning of the game that if they had read the situation or the conditions better, they could have just tried to get to a total. But the first 6 wickets, they really fell very cheaply. Come back and talk to Keshav about it. 9 done, 38 for 4.
Ahmad Azam, very passionate cricketer and captain. Just wants to ensure to be responsible enough to carry his team home. We can see some of the members from the players that will be taking part in the second semi-final already arriving at the ground. Members of the Knight Riders United as well as the Clarion Eagles. And it's going to be 𝗚𝗏𝗃𝗍𝗃 Patel to continue. What a first over he had, despite I was just going to say, despite the fact that he's coming on as a left-arm spinner in a low-scoring game, where if you slightly over-pitch or miss your line, the batsman will take you to the boundary. He has only conceded 1 run in that over, got a wicket, as well as contributing to the run out.
Yeah, those 2 wickets really has brought Atlanta Fire back in the game. They cannot sit on their laurels. They have to strike. Beautifully flighted delivery. Ahmad Azam was looking to play it against the spin.
Really good work again from Patel. Not afraid to fly the ball. And a googly first stop here. The shorter on that occasion, but line bang on target.
Line is important because that's the length where if you're offline, batters can work you for runs.
Too short on that occasion. And another googly swatted away on the leg side. They go for one, hesitation in the middle, coming back for the second, but they get there safely home in the end. That pressure, as you mentioned, Shah, you can see the batsmen, a bit of nerves as they're running, just unsure whether to push hard or to play it safe.
Yeah, there was an easy 2, and still you could see there was just a hint of hesitation between the two. Not sure. Yeah, that length is easy to manage. And this time the connection is better. But the fielding was once again very, very good in the deep. Preventing 2 runs. On 3 occasions in this over, 𝗵𝗫 Patel has really allowed the batters to go on to that back foot. Look at this fielding effort there.
All hands on deck from the Atlanta Fire. Excellent stop. Definitely got it before his body came into contact with the rope, so no difficulties with that. And again, full length delivery, but not giving him much room to move.
Tenor was gone. 43 for 4.
No, Amit. So after 10, it's 43 for the loss of 4. Just 30 to get. And if 𝗧 𝗦𝗽𝗂 could just shift around, we might see the cricket. 43 for the loss of 4. And let me see. Very good afternoon to Amit Patel. Amit?
Very good afternoon. Thanks for having me here, Vinod.
30 to get. Forget the overs.
Exactly.
To win this, they'll have to bowl out the Kingsmen. I think it could go down close.
I think both of these players playing at the moment, they're key wickets for Kingsman. So I believe if these guys can hold them out, then it could be a game on for sure. But currently, I think I strongly believe Kingsmen are on their way for the finals from here.
Well, if they could get rid of Ramiz Raja Jr., was in tremendous form yesterday, scored a half century of just 28 deliveries, including 4 sixes. They need to get rid of him. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good delivery. Well, we have noticed here, Amit, you would have played a lot of cricket on this track. The ball is turning square.
For sure, especially the morning games, we know, it lot of moisture in the wicket, so the balls, hold off quite a bit, even for the medium pacers, as you saw, they all trying to bowl cutters, and that's how actually the Fires lost a lot of their wickets.
As you can see here, again the ball turning, keeping a bit low as well. Raja. You can see him unhappy there. That was a short delivery, and he probably thought he didn't get enough of it.
But we know you've been coming to 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗄𝗧. You are actually a part of the 𝗵𝗺𝗲𝗄𝗧 family, I must say. Now, what do you think? You've seen this complex coming, so far out now.
And it's coming along nicely. I think what Jais needs to do here is to quickly get just players enclosure. Some, that is lucky. I dare say. Other than that, the outfield as this is paddle away around the corner. It's running very close to the boundary. As I was saying before, I think dressing room facilities badly needed. I know it's going to be difficult to put for all 6 grounds, but at least a major ground here and probably ground number 2. You could have a building probably right where we are sitting, and and you can have at least that to start with. Other than that, the outfields have been magnificent. And I said earlier in the week, 𝗂𝗃 Patel takes very good care of it. I think he has a nickname for every blade of grass on this outfield.
Ooh, that stayed quite low, and I think Hamad was trying to line up but couldn't get anything connected.
Even in the LPPL where you played, what I have noticed, that area right there, that's outside the right-handers off stump on the northern end of the pitch, normally keeps low.
It does actually, from both ends, what we have seen, it's the second patch from the left that, keeps it like that. But
So
I strongly believe, as the day progresses with the temperature rising, it does make a difference in the afternoon games. I'm sure you've seen in the, past couple of days, the scores.
the scores are different in the afternoon. It's the end of the over. The latest score after 11, 46-4.
Direct hit, are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. Direct hit, but I think Hamad has just made his grounds back to the back to the striker's end. It was a risky single, having a fine leg fielder up there. But yeah, we know going back to the facilities, I believe 𝗂𝗃 has a long vision, but obviously it takes a lot of money here, and which you've seen he's already put in. But the dressing room facilities, especially the restrooms, you'll probably see it coming up pretty soon. The beginning of the next year, I believe he'll start some construction around here.
Yeah, definitely. He's worked very, very hard indeed. And he has really done great service to cricket in Atlanta by having the facility here. This is one of the premier tournaments that you would see here, the Atlanta Open. Pictures beaming all across the world. On that note, I want to say very good morning to all our Caribbean viewers who are looking at this
Up
on
in the air, but I don't see it's straight to the long on fielder, Mark Parchment holding off. There goes the fifth down, Hamad Azam.
Definitely a shot that was not called for. As I said, the required run rate is nothing. No need for shots like this. You're chasing 3 runs and over.
I think this is where it will test their skills on a very low score like that, where how do you just play on the merit of the ball and you kind of just have to tug it around. Just watch for those special balls that, spins hard. But other than that, I think if they don't need to play anything in the air like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at it. The required rate is 2.7. You can bat properly like Ahmed Patel.
No, for sure, a lot to learn. To be quite honest, I'm in my 40s, but I really, really wish we had this kind of a facilities 20 years ago when 𝗂𝗃 himself was actively playing cricket. as well as I was up and coming young, and we played on concrete wickets just for the hobby and for the fun every Sunday. But this is now it's time. Every time we come on the field, we actually look for the conditions where we never accustomed to looking at the condition. You just come and look at playing 11 on each side, and you just strategize your team the game accordingly. But
Yeah.
now, obviously, the cricket, this is real cricket where everything is dictated by the turf you are playing on. So a lot to learn. What we see on the TV is not what we actually can make out on actual field here.
Yeah, but the important thing is that cricket is now being played on turf pitches here in America, and that's so very important. This is down the leg side, and the signal wide by the umpire, and it puts into perspective um, the need to not play shots that was played like in the last over, because even if you present yourself at the crease, you'll get a wide or two when you're chasing 2.7. Edge and gone!
Straight to
Brilliant
point fielder.
delivery
That's the
outside the off stump, and he was pushing at it. He has to go. 6 down.
Now, I strongly believe they are back in the game, falling off this sixth wicket now. I think the fire are all over the Kingsman army at the moment, and this is definitely game on from here on. What do you think, Vinod?
Yeah, definitely. 6 down. Of 6 now. Good fire. Take this one. They have a lot of support, as you can see there. And Anwar Ali is the new man that coming in now. Anwar Ali, of course. Anwar Ali, former Pakistan player, an all-rounder. A lot needed from him now. Again, just as we were saying, proper batting. I don't see the need for the shots that they're playing. Ramiz Raja is still there though, and once he's there, that's good for his team. Looking for a single that's not there. Anwar just going back and across and pushing it away. He has the experience. He's 36 now, Anwar. He played for Pakistan back in the day, as I said before. I believe 16 one-day internationals. But delivery just out of the reach of mid-off. And they take a single. 51 for 6. The wicket of Ramiz here is key.
Yeah, for sure. I strongly believe that as well. But just 22 needed from about 8 more overs. Again, definitely his wicket is going to be key. But see how he plays around with his partners is what I think the Fires are going to target. Is the anybody across from Ramiz is I believe that's their window to get in and finish off Kingsman for sure.
So that's the opportunity. And 3 for 9. So again, the spin doing damage here, the most damage.
Yeah, we've only seen actually one medium pacer being used, and also he was bowling mostly all cutters. So I believe that's their strategies. They're very, very strong. And honestly, I haven't seen Stephen Taylor, coming up yet. He's bowled on international levels and taken up some key wickets. I don't know if we are going to see him today.
Here's Ansh. Again,
Sunny Patel.
in fact, it's Patel. Pushed down the ground. 2 for 9, Sunny Patel. This is where it gets serious now with Raja on strike. Yesterday he was rapid. There's no need for that. Just needs to knock it around. The bad balls will come, the wides will come. Always an inadequate score, 73. So there is something that is concerned Raja, I believe. Something probably blew into his eyes. So we've had lovely weather here, Amit. So what is
It's
like this?
actually a beautiful, beautiful time to play some cricket around Atlanta. It's the fall season, we call it here. October, the rain stays away. At the same time, the temperature is just absolutely gorgeous. Temperatures in mid 70 Fahrenheit. So, you can play some long format crickets like this here.
This is pushed away down the backward point. So, yeah, the LPPL was played on that tremendous heat just about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, that's in September, and we do get some heat waves around that time. But after September, it does definitely, get a little bit milder and cooler.
Dangerous option by Raja there, just beating the outside edge. The wicket of Raja here could turn this thing totally upside it down. Look at this. Too close to pay the shot there, Amit.
Exactly. I think he just needs to show full face off his bat and just, tap the balls around.
Which is what he did there. That one went the other way. Now this time he's
It's a
struck
very
at the
good,
pad, pushing out, and that is what probably saved him. He's a tall man, Anwari, and he was pushing out.
a wrong one from Patel, and he's surprised that he was turned down with that call, but I believe it was going towards the leg side. Still very, very close here, looks like it.
Yep. He had pushed forward, and the ball was already heading down the leg side. Now there was quite a distance. Because he was pushing so far forward, there's still quite a distance to go to the stump. So that would have played on the mind of the umpire, probably thinking with that distance to go, it'll definitely miss a leg stump. So proper batting, test match batting needed now. Probably need the likes of Lenny Archibald to be batting out there now. I've seen you. I've noticed you over the last 2 years play your cricket. You're technically pretty good at it.
Yeah, I've always, enjoyed playing cricket. Personally, never received any kind of coaching from myself growing up. It's just you live and learn kind of a situation. But I do pay close attention to, we've had the likes of Aaron Jones who played with us, 𝗚𝗚 𝗏𝗏. Every year in our 𝗏𝗏 team, we had couple players who with, solid background that come play with us, and that gave us a lot of coaching and knowledge while playing regular league games. So that definitely helps in improving our games and using their skills towards that.
Driving again, the player down there picking up that late on a single. And were you part of that Harvey's team that won the US Open?
I was a part of the management team, so definitely was very, proud of that win. Likes of Chris Gale, services of Johnson Charles, and many others from across the Caribbean were there. And it was during the COVID, so only I think 8 teams participate, but they were pretty solid 8 teams, very competitive.
Flatter, faster. I think that is what is required here, right? Now you can't afford to be defensive in a situation like this. It's either you take the wickets or you lose the game, but you have to attack.
I believe yes, attack is the game from from the Fire guys. They would probably want the Kingsman batsmen to make some mistakes playing cross or trying to hit up in the air. I believe that's their game plan. Looks like it here. 𝗚𝗏 Patel in his final over, last 4 more deliveries, and I believe their strategy is trying to see if we can get at least one of these guys out. 𝗚𝗏 Patel has been the person I would say that got them back in the games with those 2 wicket over and trying to make the best of his final four left.
Kingsman defeating Kingsman X yesterday. Oh, it's a good delivery and well played. On tracks like this that are turning so much, you play as late as possible. And there was Anwar playing that very late. Able to get it down to third man, not committing too early.
Yeah, soft, late and soft hands. You can't play too hard to not rush into the shots where, the ball will pop in the air. But yeah, this is the game they're playing pretty maturely, and I believe 16 needed. And I think this pair looks like mindset to carry across the line here.
You never know, a breakthrough here. Bring fire right back in. It's just paddled around the corner. Good bit of fielding, cuts it to just one. Raja is the key. I keep saying this.
Swept top edge towards very fine, and I think it's gonna go towards the boundary, and that's a well played shot, I would say, given the conditions. Not much risk involved, and scores a boundary, and that takes the score under somewhat 11 runs needed now. So I believe they are definitely looking at the finish line here. This pair.
62 for 6. Anch has done his job. As I said before, there has been that target of 73 is always going to be inadequate. The bowlers have really done their part here.
Yes, I do believe if Fire, if they could have crossed that 100-run mark, this wicket would have been definitely very, very tough to cross that 100-run mark chasing with the bowling that we have seen from Atlanta Fire. But Atlanta Fire being the home team, it's definitely going to upset a lot of home crowd around here, where they have come with very, very high expectations this morning after watching their team play last few days. They really was expecting them to go to the finals into Sunday tomorrow, but hard luck. I think the better team definitely will win today, but it's still not over yet. 10 to go.
I think the toss had a lot to do with it as well. Of course, the start of the game delayed by an hour because of a wet pitch. And even on days where games started on time, the pitch was still wet. Can't understand why it's not covered overnight. You come here on mornings and it's really, really wet, and it's always going to be tacky on that opening 4 or 5 overs. Power play, you really can't take advantage of it. The team batting first. Samadri. Oh, that's good. Bit too short though. And again, Anwali using his experience to play late.
Yes, the condition in the morning is difficult here with the pitches being watered and at the same time also get some dew in the morning. And holding the moisture until probably I would say 1 p.m. seems like an ideal time to get the games going that could benefit both the teams actually.
Yeah, I think the afternoon game is a bit more even, if I may say so. The track gets a little baking.
How has the other two fields played in past few days, compared to this first one?
The funny thing is that the other 2 fields, I think the pitches are quicker. And the scores there, well, field number 3, it's difficult to judge field number 3 with this and field number 2 because I think that field number 3 is very small. The boundaries there, a miss hit could go for 6. But field number 2, the scores are pretty good.
Yeah, the field's boundaries being smaller definitely advantages the the batsmen on those two fields.
The chance for run out, and yes, it's gonna happen.
Now, is that too late? We know.
Well, not the Fire supporters don't think so. You never know. This is a funny old game, cricket. Look at this. Pushing. It was his call. It was Anwar Ali's call. And he thought that there was a single on. Raja, with his back turned to the action. I think you really can't blame Anwar Ali. There was always going to be a single in that because the fielder had to stretch, had to dive. And that split second could have actually taken you home. Look at this. Back and immediately set off.
I believe it was also very well fielded by Stephen because it was definitely going past him, but the way he covered his grounds and collected the ball, that was the key here. So there a lot of game awareness, definitely from the experienced Stephen Taylor here.
7 down now.
The new men walking in will be
wait to see who comes in.
Usman Qadir walks in to the crease now.
The son of Abdul Qadir, late great Abdul Qadir. He got a hat trick yesterday.
Or did he?
Yes, he did.
Do you see? I'm sure you've watched, Abdul Qadir quite a bit. And do you think Usman's got a lot from his father?
Yeah. If you look at his delivery stride, not the run-up. The run-up has a lot of Imran Tahir in it. But if you look at the delivery stride, you can see a lot of his dad in that as well. Ooh. Didn't inspire confidence, did he? Probably he's indicating movement by the side screen.
He almost did not attend this ball because, as you can see, it quite a bit stayed low. I don't know if that's what surprised him or he seemed like he was looking at the ball or running in, though. But definitely there was a patch where it just almost slid in.
I think he's indicating probably some movement just in front of the side screen, but I didn't see anyone. There's a photographer who's walking around the ground. I don't know if he was passing at the same time.
Definitely called a legal delivery, so he's lucky that it missed the wickets. I knew Stephen was not too far away, and he brings himself to the bowling at a much needed time, and let's see what he can do for the Fire.
Well, Amit, one West Indian leaves and another comes in. This one is a South American, though. He's from Guyana. And, of course, the great Lenny himself.
Well, Vinod, thank you for accompanying me. Appreciate that.
So Stephen Taylor with perhaps one last throw of the dice. 8 needed. Oh, top edge into the onside, running up towards the fine leg boundary. And they go for 1.
Yeah, that was definitely mishit. Almost got to the short fine leg, just cleared him. But definitely last shot for Fire with 7 needed now, and Stephen himself going to try all best for each deliveries that he's got to see what he can bring.
Yeah, he comes in at a time in which the batting really failed them, the Atlanta Fire, but what a game we have seen. Usman Qadir on strike. Stephen Taylor into the offside, can't score, and one of the reasons I think Stephen Taylor has been given the ball because of the left-hander.
Yes, I definitely see that. But what I see and noticing is he's bowling a little bit quicker. I think this may be the time where if he slows it down. Oh, almost there. I still believe if he slows down a little bit, the wicket should help him.
Yeah, we've seen because they haven't put enough runs on the board, Amit. The bowlers have to work overtime. We've seen a good bowling spell from Ansh Patel, 3 for 18, 2 for 11 from Sunny Patel. But it all comes down to 7 to win. And look at that, swept away. That's a lovely looking shot. off the bat of 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧, and he picks up a couple of runs, bring Kingsman closer to another championship appearance.
Yes, this Kingsman is a wonderful group of talented, skillful players. I have seen them even show up last year in the Atlanta Open, and they fight, they knows each other's game, and that's what I think their strength is, to understand each other and take it to the champion's crown, I would say.
Yeah, Amit, you're right on that. They have dominated. They have won a couple of times at the U.S. Open. They have won Unity Cup out in the D.C. area. They won last year, and they would not go away. And look at that, looking to go cheeky. The appeal goes up, and so another wicket fall. 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧 gone. Is 68 for 8.
What do you think? Still some juice left in this game with 5 more runs needed?
You never know, Amit. You never know what 5 runs can buy you. It doesn't look like a lot.
2 more wickets, and Rami still on the wicket here.
So Stephen Taylor comes in. He's given up 3 runs. He's picked up 1, and it all comes down to 5 to win, 4 to tie the game. And maybe the balls not so much in relevance. 25 balls. I think we'll have to take that out of the equation. It's either you get the runs or you don't.
Yes, it's the wickets that we are playing against here for sure, and it's wonderful to see the fight from Atlanta Fire here. 70 score, looking at about 150 here from the first over that they started bowling. So very experienced. Kingsmen are still having difficulty crossing that 70-run mark here.
So 68 for 8, and you all wonder now, Amit, had they got to that 3-figure mark? We talked about 72, and we were counting down with myself and fellow commentator Keshav, and we talked about getting to that 100. From the look of things, it looks like 72 is just about something that can work. Can Stephen Taylor come up with a magic here? Here he is. 𝗂𝗧 into the offside. They want 1. They will go for 1. And it brings the Kingsman closer home.
Yes, back to this target they were trying to set up. I believe the 3 figures 100, anything close to 100 or a little bit over. It's also the mindset, right? The mentality with the 3 figures chasing with it on a tricky, slow wicket. It would have been definitely difficult for the Kingsmen to chase that. But 7 being, target, they definitely took it a little bit easy, played some shots in the middle that actually went towards their way. So that definitely helped them. But again, it is coming down to a wire. 8 wickets down, another 4 more runs needed. So I still believe, it's a wonderful game of cricket here for sure.
So 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧 comes back for the last throw of the dice. 3 overs nominated, none for 15. And we're coming to bowl to 𝗂𝗧. And it's 4 runs to win to go into the final. Next semi-final coming up, Clarion Eagles will take on the Knight Riders. But we've got a game in our hands. Can 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧 pick for wicket here, Amit?
I believe this is the over. This is the over. Either they chase it down 4 runs in this over, or he picks up 2 wickets. That is what I see. This is going to be the key over.
So a conversation here between the bowler. They always are part of conversations because it comes down to the bowling. And of course, the captain, Stephen Taylor, they all walk back to their respective mark. And it comes down to 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧. There is a reason what I want to think that Stephen Taylor has thrown the ball to 𝗂𝗃𝗧. Can he create that magic that is needed? They need a miracle here. And 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗃𝗧 will have to bring up with that miracle. Couple of slips in place. I like to see that from Stephen Taylor. And it comes down to the man on strike, ehimZ Ilyas. Oh, he comes forward. Wants a single. It's not there. And a good start from 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗧.
I definitely believe 𝗂𝗃𝗧 has that special miracle balls in him. So I definitely see something special happening here.
So the finger spinner. Oh, my goodness. Has he taken the catch? Has the ball come off the equipment? That will say it's the umpire.
Yeah, it had everybody excited, but it definitely did not hit the right part where the catch was taken cleanly. But I believe it just missed those gloves and forearms.
Oh, there is a big appeal. So Muhammad Ilyas falls and is 69 for 9. What are we seeing here with the Paramveers?
Doors are wide open. I did mention Amila has that special deliveries, the miracle deliveries, and just see how he brings the batsman in to play across and just takes the edge out from him. It's brilliantly bowled where he had to play that ball, and very well placed slips by Stephen Taylor right there. The 11th man walking in now, and this is the game again. As I mentioned, three more deliveries to go, and we are seeing something special here for sure.
And Amit, I'm pretty sure if this was a 100,000 crowd stadium, many of the Atlanta Fire would have headed for the exit on the highway heading home, but they'll have to come back.
Yes,
Game on here, 69 for 9, 4 to win, and Ramiz Raja has been kept out of the equation. He's at 22 yards away.
Definitely, I think that was their target ever since, the drop of the 6th over, to keep him off the strike as much as possible. Obviously, the Fire saw the opportunity where the other men did not have the capacity to rotate the strike or just to have that strength to keep the balls low. Some more discussion in between now. 3 more deliveries left. What can we see from Amila here? 1 wicket down and 4 runs away. Not a single run has come in this over yet.
So last pair out in the middle, Zia-ul-Haq has joined Ramiz Raja. We've seen in the last 9 or 10 balls, Amit, Ramiz Raja has been kept out of the equation. It has made such a big difference, and it comes down to hanging on by a thread here, the Kingsmen. Appears the last pair out in the middle. Amila Aponso, I talked about him providing that miracle. Perhaps he's halfway there. Here he is to Zia. Oh, into the onside. Game over. It's the Kingsmen into the final.
That's it, guys. But what a wonderful fight, and everybody's heartbeat was high, having the 11th man come up, but he held his nerve, looked for that final weaker ball outside the leg stump line, and he made the best of it, crossing the line, taking his Kingsmen team towards the finish line and into the finals yet again.
So there you have it, folks. Kingsmen entered the second successive final in 2 years. And what a win in the end. And so we'll throw it over to our post-match presentation team with the news the Kingsmen have made another final in 2024. And we've got one more semi-final. Clarion Eagles will take on the Knight Riders. And that's coming up, scheduled for 2:30. But Amit, so much lovely cricket and more to come. We'll see you shortly.
For sure. Thank you much for having me, and it was a pleasure. Thanks again. Look forward for the second game.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Good game, man.
Catch up? You set it up? You set it up? Yeah, before, if we just got to 100, talked about it 20. I think. Yeah. Talked about that. Yeah. I thought it was the same thing. Yeah.
For the first game, for sure. The second game,
I think it's
Then it's in a good spot. Okay. Have our first finalist here at the Atlanta Open 2024, and it's the Kingsmen. They have beaten the Atlanta Fire by 1 wicket, and I would have with me 𝗵𝗺𝗽𝗂 as our guest who will be awarding our man of the match. 𝗂𝗚𝗂, if you can please join me. First, we'll get you the picture. 𝗂𝗚𝗂, who's taken 4 wickets, giving away just 2 runs and a maiden over as well. आपकी bowling performance में तो आप mid innings में भी बात की थी, लेकिन हाँ, बैट्समैन ने आज थोड़ा सा प्रेशर ले दिया था लास्ट विकेट तक।
जी बिल्कुल, जैसे पहले भी बात हुई थी तो मैंने यही कहा था कि विकेट थोड़ा मुश्किल है, तो अभी कुछ कहा नहीं जा सकता जब तक हम फिनिश नहीं करेंगे मैच। तो ऐसा ही हुआ कि थोड़ा सा प्रेशर आया टीम पे, आखिरी विकेट पे हमने 73 चेज किया है, तो थोड़ा मुश्किल था, लेकिन ये इससे भी हम कुछ सीखेंगे, अगला मैच फाइनल के लिए प्रिपरेशन करेंगे और अच्छा खेलने की कोशिश करेंगे।
हाँ, जो पहले इनिंग्स से बात करें तो बॉलिंग परफॉर्मेंस काफी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी थी, क्योंकि 72 पर रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना हमने देखा था काफी अच्छा टोटल था। उन्होंने जो 100 रन बनाए तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है बैट्समैन के लिए।
जी बिल्कुल, इस विकेट पे जैसी ये विकेट थी ना, बॉल ग्रिप भी हो रहा था और नए बॉल के साथ खेलना थोड़ा मुश्किल था बैट्समैनों के लिए, और ये हमारे लिए अच्छा साइन था कि हमने 72 पे आउट किया। अगर थोड़े से रन ज्यादा होते तो वो मे बी जैसे अभी सिचुएशन थी मैच की तो मुश्किल हो जाता हमारे लिए भी। तो ये हमारे लिए भी अच्छा साइन है एज ए टीम, और सब लड़कों ने एफर्ट की और एंड पे जैसे ज़िया ने फिनिश किया तो उसके लिए तो 100 पे 100 हो गए उसे।
उस मोमेंट में डगआउट में क्या था, 4 रन चाहिए थे, लास्ट विकेट था, ज़िया जा रहा था, तो क्या था?
टू बी ऑनेस्ट अगर तो सही पूछे तो यही था कि मतलब कि आखिरी विकेट है, 4 कुछ भी हो सकता है, और जैसे आउट हो रहे थे हमारे 2, लेकिन उसने प्रेशर हैंडल किया और बहुत अच्छा शॉट मारा और मैच को फिनिश किया।
ये तो आप वापस से फाइनल्स में आ चुके हो, तो अब क्या प्लान होगा आज के लिए?
आज तो जाके अभी तो मैं जाहिर बात है रेस्ट करेंगे, और कल फाइनल है तो कल आगे देखेंगे ग्राउंड, विकेट, बिहेवियर, और जो भी होगा इंशाल्लाह उसी हिसाब से कुछ करेंगे।
चलो, all the best for tomorrow. Rest up.
Very much, thank you.
So the Kingsmen are our first finalists. Next up, we have the Knight Riders versus the Clarion County Eagles.